We are back for another episode, another late night episode here of the Dumb Jocks podcast. And as you guys can see, we have four lovely ladies here with us. And before we get all the way into the introductions, you guys already know we got to make sure that the people that are helping this actually come together, make sure that they get their props, right? So the first person, Telson Tequila. You know, some of us were able to drink it here tonight. Don't worry, we're gonna have a lot more here, so everybody's gonna be drinking a lot more of it, and it's great. We all love it, and it's so smooth. If you guys haven't had Telson Tequila, you need to go check it out. Don't worry, as this is uploaded, it'll be in the description. You can go buy that and have it delivered right to your doorstep. If you're not in the West Coast, you can't go find it at a liquor store, but come on over to the Best Coast. The next people that we need to talk about is the locker room. All right. So if you want to know about all the stuff that's going on before it happens, you want to kind of get connected to the things that we're connected with, you want to join the locker room. This is the private community that we've created for athletes so that we can always be able to stay, let's say, on the next frontier of, let's say, success. Right. So go ahead, join the locker room. The link is down below. It's probably on the page right now as we're speaking. So make sure you get in there while you can. The next thing that we want to make sure that we're letting you guys know about, there's two products that you're right here on the table. We got to make sure that you guys are knowing. First, we're going to start with MS. All right. Masai Services. Not only do they make custom artwork on your glass. I mean, my God, I need my solo shot for this one. Look at this right here. This is amazing. And of course, you know it has a tequila in it, so I got to take a little sip from it, but delicious. I mean, my goodness, this glass is amazing. But not only do they do that, they also do customized artwork on automotive. All right. So if you're looking to get something done by them, it's not Masai Services. It's actually something that's even better. Go ahead, say it out loud for me. I'm listening. Paintbyagirl.com. Go ahead, check it out. Go ahead, check it out, guys. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. All right. So we got those two out the way, but you're probably wondering, like, I'm like, how is he so fly right now? You're probably wondering. I mean, this Letterman is fucking you up. I know. And this bucket hat. I mean, you see the jacket on the table. It's killing. This is all Ethica. All right. Even down to my socks right now. They are killing the game. All right. So if you're looking to get a little fly, you ready to turn it up a little bit, you want to go to Ethica. All right. It's not just underwear. They have everything that you're looking for from head to toe. All right. So when you're ready to step your game up, go ahead, check out Ethica as well. We're going to put that down in the description. But for no further ado, we're going to get into this, our introductions here. As you guys can see, we got a guest here, and we're going to save our introduction for the guest for last. We understand how we appreciate men here, but we're going to make sure that we get through the introductions of the ladies that we have. And we have some lovely ladies. All right. So we're going to start right here to my left. All right. What is your name?
I am Shar Curry, a.k.a. Cesar. She wants the number one female advocate for men, but also.
Oh, I love that. I love that. The number one female advocate for men. This is amazing.
Okay.
Come on now. Speak the truth, somebody. All right. And then the next question I'm going to ask, because we ask all the ladies here, what is your age?
44.
Okay, 44. What is your highest level?
I'm the auntie.
Oh, she's the auntie.
Yeah, I'm the auntie.
She's the auntie that you want to have in your family.
Yes.
I like it. Now, what is your college education? Or excuse me, your education highest level that you've been able to complete?
I am a certified counselor.
I love that. And so did you get college educated for that?
Absolutely.
Or what is your degree in?
It's an AA in therapy.
I love that. Okay. Where'd
Social
you?
science.
Yeah.
Social science in California.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I actually have a, let's say, background. I worked as a clinician for about 6 years. So I didn't do the MSW or the PsyD route or anything like that, but I did work at a different level where I was able to help a lot of people with that. Where'd you get your actual degree from?
I mean, I still junior college.
Okay, that's dope. I usually hear about junior colleges from different athletes, right? So for those of you guys that don't know, again, the show is called Dumb Jocks, but I talk to athletes in our daytime show. Right. And we're getting a lot of different things from them that are successful. Right. A lot of these guys are taking off. And if you didn't know that, the stats show that out of CEOs of any industry, athletes are the ones that dominate CEOs of all. Right. So I think the number is between anywhere from 50 to 65% of all CEOs played a sport in their lifetime. Right. So I talk to different athletes that are doing successful things outside of the sport in our daytime show. So like what you're talking about here, I hear about JUCOs all the time, right? But this is the first time I'm hearing about it as a clinician. So you piqued my interest a little bit.
Absolutely.
Okay. So how long have you been working as a clinician?
Almost 15
Wow. Okay. And how long have you been an advocate for men?
Oh gosh, I want to say 7 to 8 years total.
Okay.
I started out with the physical aspects of men because so many times there is so much about how you guys should please women, but so little about how women should please their men. So I started out there first, and then I branched over to the man overall.
I like that. I like that.
I like that too.
This is very interesting.
Very.
It sounds like we're going to get a little deeper into this, as the
Yes,
show
I'm
goes on, right?
interested.
So before I go a little further, what we're going to do is go into another question because I see the ladies are really interested in that one there. All right. So the next question that I have there is, what is your relationship status?
I am divorced. I was married for almost 25 years. But
Okay. All right.
so I got the stars, the stripes, and the purple hearts.
Yeah, I see. You've been through it all.
That's right. That's right.
Did you initiate that divorce by chance, or?
I did.
Okay. All right. We can maybe, if you felt comfortable, talk about that a little more. Maybe you'll be able to provide education. If not, totally understand.
Right.
But just that's
as needed. As needed.
There we go.
I'm an open book, so as needed.
Okay, I like that. And what we like to ask here on this podcast is one of the questions because athletes deal with this a lot. Have you ever been flown out?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't do that.
All right. I'm not mad at that response at all.
The offer's been there, but we don't do that.
Okay, you've been propositioned, but
Absolutely.
you just all right. Now, the next question that we have as a follow-up, quite honestly, is usually, is there an obligation in your mind, in your perspective, to have sex when you're being flown out?
Absolutely not.
Okay, no obligation.
No.
Okay, not implied or anything like that. Just absolutely
and,
not.
And I can expand upon that later, but absolutely
Sure.
not.
Well, you know what? Before we get to the others, I just want you to expand on that real quick right now.
Because it depends on the circumstance and and what those two parties have set in place. So if they are saying like, okay, this is what we're going to do, okay, that's what they're going to do. But if that is not something that they put on the table between each other, then who is everybody else to say like, oh, well, she needs to, provide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it just depends, and sometimes they will fly you out and not even expect anything or not even want anything. They want your time. They want to be listened to.
Mm-hmm.
Men are simple. Women make it difficult. I said what I said.
All right. I took some mental notes on that. I'm not gonna lie. I took some mental notes on that as you were speaking. Men are simple. Not sure if we're seeing it from the exact same on what they're looking for. But I love your perspective. We'll definitely get deeper into that. It looked like my man over there. He's got his notebook out. He's ready. He's definitely taking
I
notes.
He's
I love
taking
it.
notes.
He's ready for you guys. All right. And that Madame here in the forest green.
Hello.
Right before I get to you, because I want to ask you this question as well, and it
Okay.
was brought up to me before that I got to start asking this. What is your nationality? Like, what is your gene pool filled with from your family?
They would say I'm an octoroon. So that is more than 4 things. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit of Nigerian. I'm a little bit of Scandinavian, Italian. I've got some Middle Eastern. I'm a little bit of everything.
A little bit of it all. Okay. All
I'm
right.
the
Cool.
auntie, y'all. Don't forget that part.
All right. And the
Me,
auntie.
I'm the auntie.
No, you're absolutely right. It's like that's a race in itself.
Respect on it.
Okay. Now, to you, Madam.
Hello.
What is your name here?
My name is Urena.
Urena.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. All right. What is your age?
I'm 33.
33.
Yeah.
What is your highest level of education?
My highest level education, I actually have 2 degrees, one in music business and the other in convention tourism and event planning, which I got here in Las Vegas at CSN.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. Shout out CSN.
I love them.
Yeah, no, I love them as well. We're gonna have actually their athletic director on as a guest very soon.
Really?
Absolutely.
I love that.
One of the people that we talk with and partner with a lot right now. You guys are in Bold Content Studios, and one of the people who is very influential when it comes to bold content is Vegas Has a Heart. All right, and if you guys don't know anything about Vegas Has a Heart, they are the one company that is out here doing heart screenings for athletes of all ages, giving them free heart screenings.
Wow.
So people like DeMar Hamlin, people like Bronny James, that situation that you might have seen happen on live TV, this happens to athletes of all ages all across the nation. And nobody knows that it's happening. They just fall out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what Vegas Has a Heart is doing, they're actually spreading across the entire nation, giving free heart screenings to athletes of all levels. And the owner of that company, or a very big partner, should we say, of that company, is also the owner of the studios. We partnered together to be able to get the message out for different, let's say, initiatives, which is why we're here today. So shout out to Bold Content Studios. You're looking for a place. Oh, yeah. We love to hear it. It sounded great. And then shout out to Vegas as a heart. We're looking out for the kids as well. So yes, I appreciate what you're doing. And, coming from CSN, we love what you're doing, because CSN is the first school across the entire nation that has mandated heart screenings a part of their athlete physicals. So shout out to CSN.
Shout out to CSN.
I love it. I love it. Okay, and the next question that we're going to ask now is, what is your relationship status?
I am single.
Okay. All right, single.
Single for going on 3 years.
3 years. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you were in a relationship before that.
Yes, I was.
How long was that relationship?
For 3 years. And the one before that was for 10 years.
Okay. All right. So she's a long-term committed person. All right. That's good to hear for you guys out there listening. And the next question that I want to ask, quite honestly, is the next question that I want to ask is, what is your, let's say, occupation at this moment?
I'm an entrepreneur. I work fully independent. I have a modeling agency that I manage here in Las Vegas. We do a lot of events, fashion shows, conventions, photo shoots, music videos, basically anything that you could use a model for. That's what we do.
Okay. I like that. I like that. She's really out here helping people get their engagement going. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. The next question that we always ask, like we just asked her, is have you ever been flown out?
I have been flown out. Yes, I have.
Okay.
And to answer your next question, I don't think that there's any obligation, but it is an obligation to be honest with what you are willing and not willing to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I hear where you're going with that. I like it. It's noted. Matter of fact, I know my man over here literally noted it. So it's perfect. All right. I
Wrote it down.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
You put my name at the end of that quote.
Hey, guys. I like it. I like it. And what we're going to do, we're going to continue on with the intro just to make sure that everybody has their time, right? And I love these glasses here that you got. You came with a little bit of style, right? All right. So what is your name?
I am Connie.
Connie.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Connie, what is your age?
So I am the grandmother, the mother, of Connie. I am 52 years old.
Okay.
Loving it.
All right. Loving it at 52. Yeah. And we're going to get a good conversation of different, let's say, perspectives when it comes to this conversation of relationships. So I love that. You don't mind us calling you Granny?
Oh, no. I have a 14-year-old and a 9-month-old grandchildren. So it's who I am.
There it is.
I've earned these stripes.
Hey. Okay. Hey, look, black is not cracking.
No, it's not cracking at all. Shea buttered, baby. all day. I will be greasy, but I will not be dry.
All right, that part.
Right.
Stay
shining.
Right.
Period.
I see you.
Yeah. So
right.
I love that, Granny. Now, I think you had just given us your age, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, the next thing we're going to ask is your highest level of education completed.
Well, actually, I am proud to say that I just got a certification with Cornell in women's entrepreneurship. So I too and myself have been an entrepreneur for 30 plus years and have multiple successful businesses. I own a venue here in Las Vegas. I'm an event planner and I'm a master stylist. Been in the entertainment industry for over 30 years, licensed with an instructor's license. So.
Okay, I love that. All right, she's out here getting that work done. And Auntie, I don't know if I gave you the correct time. I want to make sure, like, what is it exactly that you do? Right, I don't know if I asked that. I want to make sure that I give you that time.
Yes. So I am a certified counselor. I'm an author. I'm a motivational speaker, and I'm also a mom and a grandma.
Okay, I like it. Black is really not cracking out here. All right, but we're getting a wide range of different perspectives.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm excited to get that going. So to continue on with you, Grandma Connie, you're gonna be grandma. You're gonna be auntie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're just ready right now. We'll figure out what you're poison ivy right now. With the green and the red, we're gonna call you poison ivy.
I like it.
All right, so we got grandma, auntie, and poison ivy. All right, we'll figure out what your nickname will be when we get to the
Okay.
But you know we gotta ask it.
Come with it.
You know we gotta ask it, right? So
listen.
have you ever been flown out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And then
And
the
I'm
follow-up
currently
question.
looking for frequent flyer miles.
All right.
Let's
I
not
like
get
the
it
honesty,
twisted.
though.
Yeah, no, I've been getting flown out. Will fly out, and currently am booking reservations in the very moment. Next question.
Okay. All right. And do you believe that there's an obligation to have sex when you're flown out?
Never. No, because I travel. I have multiple tiers of friendships, and I'm just. What I always tell people is I'm a mother. I'm a woman of brothers, uncles, and sons. So I've been the only girl forever. So I just have a different thought process. So we can go out and hang out and have fun. And if we would like to make adult decisions,
There you go.
then that's what we will do. Like
Mhm.
I am in control of every environment that I put myself into. So if I go on a trip with you and you spend money, I would really appreciate some level of massage and pampering and care. Like I'm a Thundercat. Take care of me.
Okay.
I'm not going to go somewhere with someone I don't want to spend quality time with and stay with. Like, yeah, no.
I got you. She's a Thundercat.
I'm not a prostitute, but you know, anything like that. But I'm gonna do whatever I want to do if I want to do what I want to do.
Okay.
Because we grown.
Okay.
Period.
Okay.
Very.
Cougarlicious. I hear you.
No.
All right.
Thundercat.
Thundercat.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Let
I
me
like
correct
that. I
Correct
like
yourself.
that.
I apologize. Not a
Yes.
cougar.
I'm not a
Thunder-
cougar. Oh, no, wait. But you know what?
So
I currently have, you know what? I've never dated younger guys,
Mhm.
but I have been caught out with a few younger people here in the current like 45 days.
okay.
But I haven't kind of like
45 days.
dove into it yet.
What changed in the
That's a
past
month and a
45
half.
days? That's a
I
pretty
think-
specific time.
Yeah.
No,
it's a month and a half.
seriously, because I'm a very active older woman, and I'm finding that the men my age are like slow and burnt and old and just really not. Yeah, it's just like they burnt everything. It's like
She
they
ain't
going,
telling
they've
no
been
lie.
through something,
No
they're
lie.
going through something. So it's very like, and the same with women. So I don't want to seem like I'm balanced or like I love black men. I'm a mother of sons. I have a 36-year-old and a 31-year-old son. So I love black men, but I'm saying I've been single for 4 years out of a very long relationship. And what I'm finding that at this age, men, the lifestyle is catching up with them. So I don't have to settle. If I'm giving you, I need to be reciprocated. Like I don't want to, I'm not like a home healthcare aide. So shit, I don't know. I love y'all, but I'm gonna need you to get it together. Shit, I'm not.
Okay. All right. And look,
Understood.
as a guy, as you can see, I'm never going to take any offense to
Yeah.
that. There are guys that need
I'm
to get their shit
not.
together. I'm
I'm
not going to
not
lie
about
to you.
to
There's
be
a
a-
lot of
I'm not
guys
about
that
to be
out
a
there that
narcissist,
need to get
yeah.
their shit together. That's why we got the daytime show.
Yeah.
I try to bring in different perspectives, try to bring in different ways that they can see, look, this is how you can build yourself up so you can be the best guy for the family
Yeah.
that you want to create. That's what we're all about, right? I would never take offense to that. Hopefully you guys don't take offense to when I
No.
say
No.
women
And
need
please
to
don't take
get
offense
their
to me.
shit together. All right.
Some
Trust me.
women do need
Yeah.
to get their shit together, though.
Okay,
Like,
perfect.
let's keep it real.
All right, cool. As long as we're on the
Goes
same
both ways.
page.
Man.
I
Yeah.
love it. As long as we're on the same page on that. And one of the things that popped up, but we'll get into a little deeper in a second, Grandma. Don't worry.
Okay.
I like the conversation that you were sparking there. I know he was taking some notes, and we're going to be able to get into some things here. Right?
notes over here.
Right? But out of the females, last but not least, please introduce yourself. What is your name?
I'm Mozzie from Detroit.
Okay, Mozzie
Hey,
from
Mozzie.
Detroit.
You know you got to say that. From
All
Detroit.
right. Okay.
You gotta
Boop.
know that.
This is the hood. We gotta watch our shit. All right, guys.
I am from the hood, but I have a record deal with Ethica, so I'm not a liability to my
Okay.
label. You know, I've learned how to grow and glow with with palm trees and stuff.
Absolutely.
They moved me here from Detroit, so just being in Vegas helped me grow.
I can see
Yeah.
that. I can
Yeah.
see that. That's the third question we're gonna get to in a second. And I want you to get a little deeper into that because shout out to you guys. But what is your age? Just the second one.
I'm 29.
Okay, 29, and you sound like you were letting us know a little bit about what you do. You're a signed music artist to
Yeah.
Ethica.
I'm a musician. I do house music, R&B, hip hop. I do everything really. I mean, more so here since I've been in Vegas, I'm seeing like house music is really how you like break through. So I'm glad that Ethica kind of showed me that I knew how to do that. Cause like they would like just throw random beats at me, like do this, try that, to kind of get me out of my comfort zone. So thanks to them, it's actually good here for me. But if I came here just trying to like rap, I don't think I would just like get really far.
Nah, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in Vegas.
Yeah.
It's a little tough to be able to get into the hip hop scene when
Yeah.
you're doing Vegas. It's not really appreciated, shall
Yeah.
we say, when it comes to that. But
Yeah.
hey, you're doing your thing. Your house
Yeah.
music, hey, keep going, girl.
Yep.
I'm not
Thank
gonna knock you. What's the highest level of education you've completed?
I am actually a CSN dropout.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I was pursuing I was majoring in psychology. I really wanted to be like a social worker. I actually wanted to join the police academy, but when I graduated at 18, so I couldn't. So I just went to college just because. But I was there and I don't know, I'm not going to say it got boring, but I don't know. I just wanted to do music.
Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
look, I'm not going to judge you for anything that you're choosing to do.
Yeah.
But it
I
is
still
what it
read
is, right?
books and all that.
Oh
but,
no, hey, hey, what works for you?
self-educate.
Hey, literally, whatever works for you,
Yeah.
right? It's your life, right? But to answer the question, high school would be the completed education,
Yes,
correct?
I have
Okay.
my great diploma from Desert Oasis.
There we go. Desert Oasis. Shout out to you guys.
Mhm.
All right, and the next question that we're gonna ask to get a little further into it is, have you been flown out?
Yes.
Okay. And the follow up is, do you believe that there's an obligation to have sex if you've been flown out?
No, I mean, you don't have to do anything just because you got flown out. Like, especially if the person who's flying you out actually has money, like you're not obligated to do anything. You know, like people who I feel like are broke press the issue about getting in your pants. You know what I'm saying? Like you can literally get flown out and do things that you've never done, eat places that you've never ate at, enjoy the festivities of a whole nother place and not even have to get sexual because you're having so much fun living life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I take everything that you're saying into account. I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
But it's all.
But
it's
I mean,
interesting.
people F, like if they do, they do, but it's definitely not obligated. Like if you have that much fun that you at the end of the night, you want to get your rocks off then.
Sure.
But it's not obligated. I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. All right.
Mm-mm.
All right. Taking into account. And last but not least, obviously, we've got the band, Le Savage here. This guy here is the videographer for athletes out here in Vegas, making sure that their content is popping. Right. So that's what we have here in the studio tonight, as you guys already know.
Yes.
Shout out to Le Savage.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So how long you been out here, bro?
Man, I've been out here for almost a little over 3 years.
I love it.
So I'm kind of becoming a little bit of a Nevadan.
Yeah. You're essentially a local now, bro, for sure.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah, most people are transplanted here in Vegas, so you've got a good idea of the different, let's say, ideas that come from here.
I mean, I've met a lot of people from all shapes and sizes here. Cool people, bad people. It is what it is. But hey, it's Vegas, and I love it so far.
I like it. Hey, you like it, I love it.
Exactly.
So we go through this adventure. A lot of the things that were coming up here was the flights. Before we get into our conversation a little deeper, but the fact that, whether you've been propositioned or whether you've actually taken the proposition to actually go on the flight, all the women here felt that there was no obligation to put out. Let's just keep it real.
Yeah.
They were just like, you know what? If I go, I go. If I want to actually put out, that's on me. Right. And we've talked about it here on the show that women control sex and men control relationships. So I'm not judging you guys for having that decision. Right. It is your prerogative to be able to make that decision. It was just really interesting with that decision being made, the amount of money that it would probably take for him to be able to not only get you out there, but to entertain you and to actually provide a good, let's say, vibe for you to even want to like move forward to the next steps. That comes into my mind. And it brings me to ask a question. Well, two, actually. First, because I give everybody a chance here. All right. So I give all the ladies here a chance. And I want to see, can you guys give me any tangible things that describe the vibe?
What vibe? What does that mean?
Wait, what? Yeah, what do you mean by that?
You know, so it's like when you guys were saying there's no obligation to be able to put out once you guys are flown out. Essentially, what you're saying is that the vibe has to be right for you guys to want to move to that next step once you're there. right? Things have to kind of flow together. Things have to kind of be right. So I'm asking if any of the females here on the panel can give not only us here, but some of our guys that are going to be watching this, not just today, but for years to come, some good, tangible information on what the vibe is, right? So
Personally, I don't think that that's something that you can really like define in a way, because I think that before we even go, we already know what the vibe is. We know what we're about to do. We know where like our boundaries are going to lie. So I don't think that there's much other than that, other than like being able to say like we already know before we go.
oh, so you're saying you know if you're going to put out or not before you even get on the plane?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. And there's nothing that he can do to be able to change that.
Maybe. But I mean, let's be real. Like, I don't think that, well, for myself, I'm not going to go anywhere with someone that I already don't know. So the person that I got flown out by already knew me and I knew him. But I already knew more or less where my boundaries were going to lie, whether or not I was going to sleep with him or I was not.
Okay.
And I already kind of more or less knew where that feeling was going to come from. And I don't know how to explain it to you, but like, yeah, how far I was like willing to go in that interaction.
No, yeah, don't feel bad. Most women haven't been able to explain it to me or any of the audience by chance. But hey, no, don't feel bad at all. But I understand exactly what you're saying here, in the sense that with the people that you're getting flown out by, you at least already have some type of connection.
Yeah.
So that's just like in your personal experience.
Yeah.
All right, but when it comes to describing the vibe, do you have anything that you want to add to that, or you were just like kind of like
I guess
okay
it's
with
an
saying you don't know?
attraction. It has to be an attraction for myself. I don't know about everybody, but for me, it's more of an attraction. If I feel like I already know whether or not I'm attracted to you in that way. So it doesn't matter how much money you're going to throw. It doesn't matter how much things you're going to buy or what you're going to show me in a way. Like, I already know whether or not I'm sexually attracted to you before any of this even happened.
Can I ask a quick question on that?
Absolutely.
Like, just to elaborate. Okay, so you already know that you want to be with this person sexually before you even get there, right? What can kill it before you even get there to be like, okay, maybe I don't really want to do this? So for example, if he puts you on Spirit to get here and you have an 18-hour flight, can that really change how you feel about that person?
Honestly, I did not think about that at all. For me, it's more about the energy and the attraction towards the other person. Okay. It's not really necessarily like, I guess, being put in first class or it's a shorter flight or like whatever it is. Yes, you do take notice of those things, of course. Like every girl does, especially if you're on like an overlay and you're like taking hours to get to the destination. It's kind of a little bit more of a hassle. But I would say that, no, I think regardless, either way, I mentally already know how far I'm about to go, regardless.
I understand. Okay. Yeah. And
it doesn't matter what you do.
That's a great question that you asked.
Know.
That's a great question you asked.
But that's me. I don't know if that's
exactly
everybody. But for myself, yeah, I definitely already know.
I can tell you that's not everybody.
Yeah.
I can answer for you. That's your personal experience. And you know, we're not knocking you for that. But most women, they're not just getting flown out by guys that they already have a connection with. That's first of all, which you've stated, which is respectable. And I love that, right? That you're not going out on the flight unless you already have a deep connection with that guy to begin with. Yes. Totally get that. Most women aren't in that position to begin with. The second part, though, right? The second part is, right? So the second part is, since they're not in that deep connection, they're not giving that guy a benefit of a doubt. Right. Yes. Since you already have a connection, you're giving him the benefit of the doubt. Like, you know what? He's cool. I don't care if I got to go Spirit.
Look, I will say if we're talking about like my best friend and my girl calls me up and she's like, hey, he put me on Spirit and there's an overlay and it's this and it's that. And she's stressed out and she's feeling stressed out. I'm already saying.
Of course you are. Of course you are. You're agreeing with what we're saying. Like most girls are going to literally say, nah, that's not okay. And I think why you're saying that is because we all are in agreement here that that's a part of the vibe.
It is. It does change your mind for sure.
And he's fucking up the vibe if he's putting you on some low-level flight.
It needs to flow. It needs to be easy for us. It needs to be non-stressful for us. Like if you want to have a woman flown out flown out and like you want her to be in her full feminine, like you want her to feel like this whole thing was very easy for her, rather than like coming out and like you got a 3-hour layover and you got to do this and that and la la la. It becomes a lot of work for us, and then it automatically puts like a bad taste in your mouth of like, I don't really want to do that.
For sure, women like to have their brains turned off.
Yes.
Right, where they can just literally walk into a situation and they don't have to do much and things are just laid out for them. And that's great, right?
Yes.
Because that's literally leading into the skill set that men often have.
Yes.
Right? Sadly, there was no actual things that you said that a man can replicate. Right? You gave a lot of general things, which are great. You know, hopefully some guys can decipher the woman needs and be able to understand how to actually provide that type of situation, but most don't. So we'll see if maybe our next person here, grandma,
she's waiting to say
right?
something.
She is waiting to say something.
I see it on your face,
I know.
girl.
Can you explain?
I'm
It sounds like
waiting
you got
here.
some stuff here for us. What is the vibe? Give us some tangible stuff here that our guys can take on to be able to put into their lives with women that they're reading to be able to create the vibe. I know you got something.
So it's just kind of different, you know, and I think just being a part of my industry, I've always been amongst a different type of a vibe, like you say, a vibe. But I think when it comes to travel, it's more of an energy than a vibe, because I've two situations came to mind. I had a client who literally heard me and my, at that time, boyfriend or guy friend having a, you know, like, hey, I'm at work, like I don't have time for this, and I'm like, he about to get on my damn nerves, and he was like, yo, you need a vacation, and I'm like, you telling me? He like, well, listen, I just flew, me and my girl just fell out, I got a whole ticket, let's go on a 5-day cruise, no strings attached, let's just kick it, Connie. He was like, just have you a little bit of money, you know, just in case. And I was like, bet. And we went on a whole cruise for 5 days and had the time of our life. We stayed in a room. There was no situations until there was a situation, which was historic, which was 9/11, because we were stuck in Jamaica the morning of 9/11. So I had to get back on a cruise with no communication with the States, not knowing what was going on with our families. And I'm like, yo, I need you to hold me. Like, I don't even know if we're about to die. I don't understand what's going on. And I was like, we were afraid. And I was like, listen, like, I just really need some type of level of intimacy right now. I'm scared. I can't get to my children. We end up being together for 15 days and stayed 10 days in Boca Raton with his brother. Thank God there was a chef. And we had no level of relationship, but me and the brother liked each other.
Wait, what?
Plot twist.
They were twins.
She's getting her own flight back home. I swear to God.
Absolutely.
And they
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, and it was so crazy because he had just got custody of his son, the brother, and he needed a sitter. And here I am stuck in Boca Raton with them. So I was able to watch the baby. And when he would come home, you know, I was doing different things. So I'm missing my children. So I think I was like hyper parenting the baby. So when he come in, we were like a little family. We in the kitchen cooking and the brother looking like, well, what the hell? And I'm like, I was like, wait a minute, Connie, like, how do you end up in these type of situations? But I have not been in a relationship with either one of them, but just speaking on that trip of being flown out. And I tried to separate from him once we got back to Florida, because I'm like, oh my God, you're not responsible for me. Like, I got to figure this out. And he was like, yo, no, I took you. You will stay with me until I take you back where I got you from originally.
I just have a very
I
quick
love
question.
that. I
No,
love
please
that.
ask your question.
I love
Please,
that.
please.
Before you
I love
even said that, right? Before
Yeah.
you even said that responsibility that he has with you, making sure you get home, did you tell him at all what transpired back in Jamaica in regards with his brother, or no?
No,
Oh,
no,
that's-
this is when
So-
before I met the brother.
Okay.
Nothing transpired though.
Okay.
No.
Oh, it sounded like you guys
Yeah.
consoled and held
Oh,
each
yeah,
other.
yeah,
Okay.
conversation,
And
right?
now-
Oh yeah, so yeah, okay. So
You
the
know.
brother came to me and I could tell like he was flirting, and I'm like, you know, he was like, listen, my brother explained to me that you and him don't have an intimate relationship with each other. And I was telling him I'm kind of vibing with you, and he like, yo, that's just my hairdresser. Like, we kicking it. And he like, we just went on a trip, and you know, we never messed around. And that is how that blossomed.
Got you. Okay,
know,
so you
got
only
it,
put out
got
to
it.
one brother. The other one, though he was really feeling you,
Yeah.
didn't have the balls to tell you. All right, so he
Rest
just
in
settled for a
peace,
little
twin.
cuddle buddy. All right. Sad
I
to
didn't
hear.
release that. That was the
Sad to
naked
hear,
truth.
twin.
That's very sad.
That was the naked truth.
I mean, my goodness.
Yeah.
All right, sad to
So-
hear, twin. Okay, while we ponder on that for a minute, we're gonna move on
I've
to
been out
you.
here for a minute.
No, I like saying Ethica, so I'm gonna call you Miss Ethica.
Okay,
Right?
I'm
It's like
fine
you're
with
the
that.
queen of Ethica right now.
They call me that. I'm fine
Bow
with
bow,
that.
Miss Ethica. So
Yeah.
can you help us out here? Because sadly, Poison Ivy had nothing for us, right? Grandma said vibe and energy are essentially the same thing, which are just confusing my men out here even more.
No, it's-
And then she was just giving us a description of a guy that, rest in peace, homie, had a crazy experience that was really just diabolical
Like,
If he
for his
didn't know,
life.
he now knows, I swear.
Yeah.
He now knows.
He now knows, right? So hopefully you can help these guys out here. Miss Ethica, please, can you give any tangible things that help to create the vibe?
I mean, honestly, I could say it depends. Every woman would be different, but an overall good vibe would be, I mean, what lady don't want a gentleman, like opening doors, like if you do have an expectation as a man, like her day should be filled with something to do and not necessarily shopping. Like they have escape rooms, they have like, different things. Like if you're being flown out, like you should have an itinerary, so like having something for her to do more than just, okay, I got this room, let's lay up in a room and watch Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just like pressing the issue to me. Like,
Okay.
No,
I
don't
like what
fly
you're
me
saying
out
there.
to keep me in a room.
I like
'Cause
what you're
then
saying
Now
there.
you're really not going to get anything.
No, you're absolutely right there, because what you're speaking to is more of an underlying thing there, where it's like you're coming off as desperate,
Yeah.
right? You're coming
Like
off
all you
as
had enough money before was the flight and the room. Like we can't indulge in the world. Like,
absolutely. And then kind of what Poison Ivy was talking about a little bit was the attraction,
Yeah.
right? And that's actually what you're speaking to a little bit here, which is
in a way,
something that we're
because
simple.
a person can look away and they might not be a 10 out of 10, but their action can push them there. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Mhm.
always about what you look like. It's about what you're giving, what you're like, and not giving like this, but like literally giving with your aura, with your, with your body, like, just really giving. So there are things that can make you look more attractive. It's not just always about how you look.
As a man, you're absolutely right.
Mhm.
Because as a man, what typically is the thing that attracts women the most is your ability to provide and protect. And that can show itself in a myriad of ways. It shows itself as money, right? Your ability to provide. You might have money. It might show itself in your ability to dress, because since you're able to put yourself together, you're able to show that you can provide, aka you have some type of provisionings or literally protection, right? These are the things that are mainly most attractive from women to men. Women are most attracted to men when they are able to show that they can provide or protect. You're absolutely right. However, on the other side, when we're talking about what men are attracted to women, it often is beauty. And that's just because we're looking for replication factors. You're looking for more provisioning factors or protection as women. And as men, we're looking for more replication. We're looking to see, are you going to be a great mother for our children? And that
On the
usually shows
fly
itself.
out? On the fly out, you want to know if
No.
she's a good mom?
No, definitely not on the fly out.
Okay.
Definitely not on the fly out, but more so
Okay.
on what we're attracted to. This is
Okay.
why, guys, we like looking at what you're able to present.
How about your question though? Like on the fly out, like what are you looking for in that woman? Because you should know, like, obviously, so I guess when you fly out, you want her to give it up.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it real.
You're gonna let me, before you
Absolutely.
answer this, I actually want to quickly read. We actually got our first donation on stream.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay.
It's from Slytherin. Any chick I fly out that doesn't fuck with me within 6 hours is gonna have to fly her ass back home. And shout out to Las Vegas Castle Club.
There we go.
Oh.
Shout out to Slytherin. Shout out to Las Vegas Castle
Just for
Club.
Slytherin.
Yes, sir.
So,
And I actually agree with you, bro, Slytherin. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
But let me
go
say
ahead.
this. I know he's gonna be a little
Talk
bit
to
more
me.
harsh about this scenario, but here's the thing, right? You don't have to. Like, let's just be honest here. You don't have to give it up in any way, shape, or form if you don't feel comfortable. And just like the lady that just left here initially stated, Urena, she said that we already know what we want before you even get there. So we know if we're gonna have a fun time and have sex, or if I'm just gonna go and use this guy for an experience. It is what it is. It happens, Now, as from the guy's perspective, we're not even going to fly you out if we don't even like you. Like, if we don't even see anything about you that doesn't even turn us on, we're not even going to fly you out. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I know a couple guys that did fly out a girl because of who they were, but not how they looked. But typically when that happens is a little bit longer. So if you just met a person and within a 4 to 5, I'd say 3 to 4 months, if you met a guy and he flies you out, he wants to have sex. Unfortunately, it is what it is. And quite frankly, if you don't give it to him, you don't have to, like I said. But 9 out of 10 times of him flying you back out is like none. Because at the end of the day, like, I spent a lot of money on you. I worked hard to get this money, to get you on the flight, to prepare. I might be a bum, and I'm going to put on a show for you to ensure that we give you the vibe. Maybe, because I've seen out here in Vegas, maybe run out of vehicle if I don't have a car or have like a little bike. Maybe get an Airbnb, say I live here, but I really don't. I live with my friends. A lot of guys, it's Vegas. It is what it is.
Sounds like a personal problem.
It is. So basically
guy
all we're
wants to
getting
do
at
all
is
that.
essentially is one of those things where we are expecting it, but you don't have to give it up. Does that like make sense?
Don't do all of that for some coochie.
Oh no.
Man.
If
You'd be
you're gonna get mad
I
if
would
she
say,
don't
I
want
think
to
I
give it,
disagree. Like
Okay.
you shouldn't have to do all
the
that.
person that I was specifically was talking about wasn't on any type of like fake energy or fake money stuff or anything like that. Like I've known him for a while. But like I said, and as I think some of the other ladies have said, is it really is the woman's choice. And if he's a good man and he's like a respectable man and someone who has, I would say, at least decent morals, that he would respect your choice, whether it is that you decide or not, depending on even with the money that he already spent on your flight or whatever it is that he spent money on.
No, I get that. And you 100% do have that option to not do anything if you don't feel comfortable about it. All I'm saying is he is expecting that eventually. And that's really all you have to like go into thinking about it. Whether you do it or not is up to you, but that is what he is expecting though. Eventually at some sort of point in time when you guys are out there having fun for however long it is, whether it's 5 days or 15 or 20 days, he's just expecting that.
I think too, and the reality is like the naked truth is if we agree we are pussy prepping and shaving and have the cutest panties and bras ever. So just in case, so sometimes we gotta like really, really be honest with our own selves about things, because we all have been in situations. Hopefully you didn't experience some things in your life, but please be ready.
Exactly.
So I feel like for slithering to say she has 6 hours, it's really giving like, okay, 6 hours and then she got to find her own way. Like that's a very bad emotional problem. Like, like you should work on your emotions a little bit and maybe use your hand and you won't be so frustrated. But like 6 hours is intense. Like what did you give her to do in those 5.5 before you said, okay, you got to go? Y'all didn't eat yet. Y'all didn't go. A walk in the park is free. Like y'all didn't do anything, like, and you're just automatically saying, I want your panties off. You got to figure out. Like, that's insane to me.
6 hours is crazy. It's definitely crazy. But
even by the end of the night, it's crazy because anything could have happened. You can't just have your mind set on, I want this by the end of the night because you don't know what's going to happen through the day.
No, you can definitely get dry for sure. I'm just saying.
Like that's crazy
it happens,
to me.
No, the 6 hours. I think that was a good joke, right?
Or 24.
I think he was
like
a bit
if we're there for
aggressive.
the weekend, don't expect it the first night.
Like, let's come in. Like,
Now-
did we private jet in? Like
Now, I mean, in the first 24, I think that we're getting more closer to the line here, right? And it's more so because, like, I think when we're coming into this, it comes down to the, like we were talking about in the beginning of the combo, the attraction, right? As he eloquently stated, you're not going to be on that flight unless he is attracted to you, unless he wants to actually have sex with you, right? He's not going to pay that money, which often is hundreds of dollars, in order to have you come visit him. Because it actually goes a little deeper than that. And I'll ask this question here to kind of get you guys' perspective on it. Do you think men and women can be platonic friends?
Yes.
I'll start with this side here with Poison Ivy, and then I'll work my way down. Poison Ivy, do you think that men and women can be platonic friends? Yes or no?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
Because I've had plenty of platonic male friends that I wanted nothing else other than to be platonic friends or have like a business relationship with. I will say I've had experiences where I thought I had a platonic male friend that maybe decided later on that he didn't want to be so platonic.
Okay.
So it's a yes and a no, but I'm still gonna say yes because I do believe that we can still be friends. I mean, I don't see really why women and men cannot just be friends, especially if you both have certain boundaries or like standards of which like you know that each one is not going to cross. But it's a conversation that needs to be had and an honesty conversation that needs to be had.
Got it.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. What about you, Granny?
Of course. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. You have to maintain some level of friendship with the opposite sex just to deal with the person that you are having sex with, I think.
Get some advice.
Right.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
I heard you.
Wait a minute. Okay. Just to make sure that I'm hearing this clear, you got to have male platonic friends to talk to get advice about the guy that you're actually
Not even just
having
that,
sex
but,
with.
but it's
Pre-game.
cool
Or-
sometimes. Yeah, it's cool sometimes.
All
to
right,
have
hold
guy
on. I just want to
friends
make sure
that you can,
everybody
like,
hears what you guys are
vibe
saying.
with,
We'll start with you,
know?
right? You're saying
It's cool to have guy friends that you can just like vibe with, have fun with, whether it's business, whether it's like partying, like, you know, maybe you're out and you're fucking drunk and he's still protecting you. Like, it's cool to
Of
have guy friends.
course.
I'm sure it's
Yeah.
it's cool for
it's
a guy.
great to have
to
a
have-
free security guard. Of course.
Hell
Who
yeah.
doesn't want that?
No, but
Give
what
me
I'm
Men in
saying is,
Black
like,
for free as well.
It goes the
I
other
mean,
way around though. Like, I've had male platonic friends who genuinely just want to come out with me because I'm good vibes. They want to dance. They want to just like enjoy feminine energy,
Yes,
and that's
without
it.
drama.
It literally is
Yeah.
nothing other than that. It
Everybody-
literally is just enjoying each other's energy.
Oh, that's exactly what we want to feel. We want to feel your energy.
He's like, you're looking at me like bullshit.
No, but no, you
There
can.
are some guys
Because
like that.
yeah, and I think that the pressure comes with titles. I always say this: with titles comes expectations. With expectations comes failures, because we all have different definitives of what specific words mean. Some men think that when you have a relationship, they know your address, maybe you had a sexual encounter, that you in a relationship. No, that does not mean that.
Or because I bought your tickets.
Or that you flew me out. It doesn't mean
That's not what that means.
like you
Okay.
flew me out, and what if I like somebody else?
If you like somebody
It
else, why'd you
happens.
take the ticket?
No, I'm saying
Because
where
we
you
should be
take
able to date.
me, where you take me, I might like somebody else.
If
We're
I feel
dating.
In your
safe,
friend
if I
group.
feel safe,
We're gonna go one at a time. We're gonna go one at a time because
look, if
I want to
feel
get Miss
safe
Ethica's opinion.
and I
You know, but
that
Granny
this is,
and
like,
Poison Ivy were talking at the same time, so I didn't really get Miss Ethica.
If you
Right,
like
so-
somebody and you take a flight from somebody else, you're dating. You're single and you're dating.
Yes.
Okay.
It does
Period.
not mean that because I took this flight or because we had a date here and there that anything is obligated.
Yes.
Oh,
But,
okay.
but also,
You're
I
just
do
on a
think- I
couple
do think-
$100 date. That's all.
No, but look, I do think that if you're doing all of that, you should always be able to take care of yourself. So,
Yeah,
like for
definitely.
myself,
That's it.
if you flew me out and shit goes wrong, please believe that I got myself. I got the hotel, I got my flight back, I got my Uber, wherever the fuck I need to go. Language, wherever it is. that I
We're on
need to
Rumble.
go.
Say whatever the fuck you want.
All the
Yeah.
things, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that you should go out and be 100% reliant on
Yes.
whoever it is that decided to fly you out or whatever they want to do in their expectation. Because if I decide within myself and my body and my spirit that I don't want to do that, I know that I got myself. So I'm gonna get myself out of the situation.
Okay.
I respect it.
Period.
No, yeah, I'm not gonna say that that's let's say wrong or illogical. I'm not gonna say either of those things. What I am
Or
gonna say is that
logical.
what I am gonna say is that you shouldn't be on that date if that's even an option. Right. I think that that
No, it's always an option. It
No,
doesn't
no,
matter
no.
who it's
What I
with,
mean,
though.
I'll explain if you guys give me a second before you guys give me the emotional response. I heard the entire choir come to me, but don't worry, I'll
We're gonna
explain.
let you
I
explain.
got
Go
you.
ahead.
Trust me. Trust me. So I'm comparing these flights just to like a date that's local, right? So
Okay.
what I'm saying is, if you are willing to go on a date with a man, you should have an attraction for him. And
Yes.
to the point where you are not just looking to go on that date to see if you want to have an attraction. And the same applies
Mhm.
for a flight. It actually more applies for a flight because you're going out of your state. So
Yeah.
you better have an attraction for that man, not figuring it out. Right? And if you already have an attraction for that man, that means you probably have an idea, like you stated before, and even Granny said it. You're gonna have the right panties out, you're gonna do your prep work, you're gonna have the attraction for this man, and make sure that you're gonna,
For yourself.
you know, move forwards with the next. Oh yeah, that's absolutely all for
It's all
yourself.
for ourselves.
Of
yeah.
course.
Yes.
Of course it is.
Absolutely.
Because we need
Yeah.
him to take the picture.
Oh yeah. No, that's exactly what it is.
But also,
Just
if you
like,
don't
man, you
feel
know-
good, you don't perform properly.
Yes.
So
You
like,
don't.
if you feel good, you feel sexy.
Stay
Understood
ready.
exactly what she said.
Yes,
You gotta,
stay ready.
yeah.
I hear what you guys are saying, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. All of that is for the man, just like what the men are doing is for the woman. Let's keep it
Also
real,
for
guys.
Ourselves, though.
Well,
it
we're
is for you, like males, yes, but it is also for us women as well, because when we feel good, we perform good.
Sure. You know, but it's more for the men, right? You're doing what you have to do for the men because you want to be the attraction to the men. You're
It's a
not
half
hurting
and
your
half.
feet with heels and having cramps in your toes just because yourself. No, you want to look the best you can for a man. Obviously, that's an extreme situation, but you have women that are out here doing that, who are putting on waist trainers, making sure that that looks right, even though it might not feel the best, right? But they're doing that. Exactly. And some of them are going to come out here and lie and say they're doing
And
it
that's
for
for me.
themselves. But it's not. No, it's for looking the most attractive for who you're trying to attract. Just like you have men out here that are
But-
doing everything they
but-
can to make sure that they look the best for women.
But
That's
I
all I'm
would say
saying.
also, it's also about feeling the best within yourself. So if like
Yes.
you feel sexy when you wear heels and you wear whatever it is that you were stating, then wear it.
I'll take it even
Right?
deeper. I'll take it even deeper. I think you need to feel sexy in yourself by yourself.
Exactly.
You don't need to have heels.
That's
You don't need to
exactly
have
what I'm
heels. You don't need to have
But
makeup.
it
You don't need to
depends
have
on
fake
what
hair.
it is that you feel you're sexiest. So whatever it is that you feel in
Mhm.
that you
Oh, I hear
like,
you.
literally embody like that sexy energy.
I hear you, but here,
That's what you should wear.
hear
Whether
what
it's
I'm saying, though.
sandals,
Hear what
high
I'm saying, though. Here,
heels,
because I'm taking it
sexy
deeper than that.
lingerie.
I'm taking it deeper than that. I'm not even talking about the stuff you're dressing yourself up with. I'm
Okay.
talking about you loving you. So it
Yes.
doesn't take makeup. It doesn't take fake hair. It doesn't take
doesn't.
fake nails. It doesn't take
doesn't.
any type of clothes that are accessorized. It doesn't take anything that has anything to do with people that are saying that looks good. It has everything to do with you loving
Yes.
you, coming out the shower bare. So that has nothing to do with what you were talking about. That's why I wanted to stop you, to let you know it starts with you loving you. Just like these men, they need to love themselves. But when you're going out and accentuating yourself, putting on things to accessorize, that's because you want the attention of the opposite sex. That's totally fine, though.
I
That's what we're
disagree.
here to do. We're here as humans to procreate and commune with each other. To act like we're not, I mean, we're just capping to each other. That's what the base root of us actually being humans comes down to, actually procreating and connecting with each other. So everything that we do comes down to men trying to do stuff for women. You think these niggas are out here working hard just because they want money? Fuck no. It's because they want to be able to get women. All right, I'm telling you. You think they want to be swole just so they can look at their friends and say, I got big muscles. They don't give a shit about that. It's because they know women appreciate that. We are just okay accepting that. We as men are okay saying, look, I'm going to the gym and making this money for the woman that I want to have in the future. It just seems like women are not okay with saying that they're doing what they're doing for men. They're saying they're doing it for themselves. But we got to
But-
stop capping to each
I mean-
other. Let's just keep it real. We're doing it for each other.
But
Obviously, you got
that's-
to love yourself regardless of what's happening on the outside.
No.
Now, what you do on the
Well,
outside,
No.
let's say, what are we doing that attention for?
But that's still where I kind of half disagree, because I still feel like as a woman, whatever it is that makes me feel the sexiest, it doesn't really matter what the guy's opinion is, right? So like I can wear the heels, I cannot wear the heels, I can wear makeup, I cannot wear the makeup, right? But whatever it is that makes me feel the best is the energy that you're gonna get from me.
Like
no
you said at
matter
the beginning.
who you
Hold
are.
on.
Like if I have on makeup
I'm gonna
and
let
I'm
him
not
go.
comfortable with my makeup, when I'm around you, I'm gonna kind of like have that uncomfortable energy because I'm not comfortable with myself. So it still goes with what you're saying, right?
Mhm.
But what I'm saying is that whatever it is in the woman that makes her feel the best is what she's gonna go with. Whether it's makeup, no makeup, heels, no heels, like raw, whatever, right?
Okay. All right. Yeah, Jay, go ahead and
So-
respond because it sounded like he had
Yeah,
something to say to that.
No, so you are correct to a degree. I have a beautiful woman. She's actually right here in the studio, and
Shout out to you.
Hey.
She looks great with or without makeup, right? But here's the thing, and here's what I've noticed growing up, right? If a girl doesn't like you and she lists you in the friend zone, She doesn't care if she wears the makeup around you, because at this point you're a friend. She can talk to you, she can come to you and do all these things and have fun, probably wear shorts and pajamas, looks like a guy, doesn't really give a cut. But if this woman just met you and she actually likes you and she wants you to know that she is beautiful regardless without no makeup or not, she's gonna put on the best outfit, as well as go an hour, if not 2 hours, depending on the lady, to put on the best makeup to impress that man, just so that way he can come back. I don't know what it is with girls, but they just have this innate feeling that they just don't feel like they're beautiful inside for whatever reason. But when you first meet this person, they will always put on the makeup to impress the opposite sex because they want that approval, up until they get comfortable, which is typically 4 to 5 years, when they choose not to really care.
Disagree respectfully.
And that's okay. And that's all right.
Yeah.
But I'm just
totally,
saying, that's
totally
what
cool
it
to hear
is.
your opinion.
Well,
and I appreciate you sharing that.
It's more because I would rather show you authentically who I am and what I look like and all of these things. Like I could say that I've definitely come to a person's house with no makeup, sweatpants, and like a t-shirt on, just because I wanted to see them. So I'm saying is that, yes, I don't think that you're completely wrong, because I do know a lot of women that are like that. For myself, it's a no.
I'm sorry. One second. You were born a redhead?
No, I wasn't. My hair's black.
Oh, okay. All right. So all the shit that you were just saying is bullshit.
Why?
In what way?
Well, because
Wow.
you say you're coming authentically. You're just coming like as you are. But like, no.
So my hair has to be black to be authentic?
This is what we naturally have to do as guys. We come
What?
authentically as who we are.
Mhm.
No, y'all don't. Y'all got them enhancements for y'all haircuts. You spraying
But-
hairlines.
But let's
You
okay.
come
Beard
on now.
cut.
Bro, let's be
Wait a
honest.
minute.
We all
bro.
got the same
Bro,
shit
bro.
going on, but a little
just
bit
saying.
less.
Oh, a lot less. Let's
A lot.
let's
Okay,
not.
a lot
let's-
less. If you want to say a
But
lot
without
less,
that
a lot
crayon,
less.
we
but
don't know
still
what the
same
hairline
shit.
looking like.
Oh
I
no,
mean,
you're
I'll
100%.
be
There are
honest
some
with
guys that are doing that, but most are not.
Yeah.
Like that's just not a normal thing in most barbershops.
Hair dye that's really not a make or break. Like, oh, you're not natural because you have your hair colored.
I wasn't saying that that's a make or break on you
No,
just
I'm-
being natural. What I was saying is that she was coming off and saying she's just coming off
That is authentic.
authentically,
It
and
is
I was just
authentic.
That
I was
is
just stopping it
authentic.
in the moment. You know that it's okay. And here's the point that I'm making right here, because I don't want you guys to take it offensive as if
We're
you
not.
decorating and putting on makeup and making yourself look your best is a bad thing. It's not.
Listen.
I don't want you guys to take that as that at all.
I
I'm
take
just
it as
saying
that.
that it's something that is happening, and it's being done for the attraction of men. That's the only thing that I'm saying.
That is
because
a certain demographic.
If
That
not,
is because my hair is not the color it is because I want to attract a man. It is the color it is because I feel that I like the way I look with this color.
You literally have a panel of women with no BBLs, no, you feel me, no boob job. Like, so I just feel like what you're saying is a certain demographic, but I don't think it's the panel you have up here today.
okay.
I don't think it's a
I
tier
think-
thing.
I like a
Agreed.
couple questions
I
to
think
be able to
it's
see where we're going.
a
Yeah.
tier thing.
You-
Like when we have different levels of who we are, it's because hair and makeup could be almost like a costume. Like, where are we going?
Mhm.
Who do I need to impress?
Mhm.
Who is going to be there? So there is a level of what you're saying, some truth to that. And we have all been caught in moments like, why did he think he could talk to me?
Sure.
And that's when you check yourself like, yo, listen, like, girl, like, do you need to get it together? So you are truly correct on that we do dress to impress that whoever, that nugget, that massive, that audience, that
Sure.
person, because if we run to the store, and that's the crazy thing about social media now, especially when you create these platforms. Because even me with the radio show now, and I may go out, I can't even go out looking crazy. I used to go run to the store and it's like, yo, you go run into somebody and it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I was really out here like this. So there is some level of truth to that, especially when you reach certain statuses within yourself. Like, girl, you know better. Like, So, there is a level of sexiness. You are a model. So you are not going to come showing up looking like,
Not to a modeling job, but when I go to the grocery store, for sure, my hair is up in a bun, and I don't care because I got to go to the store, and then I have other things I need to do, and I need to get
you're
ready.
not going to put all the makeup on, but your
Yeah.
eyebrows are going to be arched. You're going to, have on some lip gloss. You're going to be grocery store ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some glasses on.
So right, you
That's-
showing up for the
that's the-
checkout security or whatever.
And that's the exact point that I'm making
Exactly.
here is that
I
if
get
we
that.
take it down to like the base root, right? And here's what I'll say in this level, because I understand what you were saying on like just the different hair colors. It might not be as far down the spectrum as some
Right.
other things might be as a BBL. However, all of it attracts attention.
Anything
All of it.
attracts attention.
Yeah.
Not anything.
But that's
No,
a
no, no,
woman,
not
though.
anything.
Somebody-
Women
no, no,
attract
Have
attention.
you
To
guys
be
Well,
heard
honest
of
with
not
you.
anything.
Charles?
Not
Come
anything
on.
attracts attention. And
No,
I'll keep it real with you.
Women
I'll keep it real.
attract
Hold up,
attention.
I'll keep it real with you. And you guys already know. I'm going to give you guys a chance to come back with your responses.
Okay.
You know, just let me get the statement out first before you just jump all over it, right? We can all agree that somebody that is in a traditional Muslim garb is not going to get as much, if any, attention compared to somebody who's dressed modern day. Can we all agree on that?
I don't agree.
I
You
don't
think that
agree
they're going to
either.
get the same amount of attention?
Yes.
Mm.
What if
I
her
know
So,
it's
so just to make sure we're all on the same page
Or
here,
not maybe
just make
sexual
sure, just to
attention.
make sure that we're all on the same
don't
page here. Raise your hand if you think that a woman in a Muslim traditional garb is going to get the same
Where
amount of
is she?
attention walking down the street, and I'll make it even more plain for you guys from men as a modern woman dresses.
But I would say
Raise your
that's a
hand, just to raise your hand
preference.
real quick.
Does she would get the same amount?
Yeah, same amount.
I would say.
I'm gonna agree.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because men tired
Just
of
No, no,
because
no,
you
no,
wear
hold on,
some
hold on,
red
hold on,
Especially
hold on.
got a pretty
Okay,
ass
so hold on,
jam.
hold on, hold on.
every women don't mean
Hold
that
on.
And then
everybody
I'm
does.
here in
Like,
Vegas, so
whoa.
everybody is always ass out, titties out.
No,
so
hold on.
there is something to be respected
He-
about a
no, no.
dressed woman.
He isn't saying that you won't get attention. You definitely will, regardless if you're like covered from head to toe.
Or
All
naked,
he's
or-
saying is if there was 10 guys on the street and there's a Muslim woman that walked across, maybe one or two will say something. But if there's a woman that's walking out in Vegas, because we see it all the time with ass cheeks hanging out, titties popping, and just looking fly as hell, 9 out of 10 of those guys are gonna either holler, whistle, or catcall her way more than the woman
Yes.
that's way more
Yes.
conversion.
And I also think it also depends on the preference
Wait,
of those men.
Before you go further,
What is
before you
she
go
gonna
further,
get
before you
from
go
a
further, yeah,
catcall?
regardless of the preference, before you go further, are you?
Does that matter?
I'm
Wait,
being
wait.
serious,
No, hold
yes.
up, hold up,
And
hold
you
up,
just said
hold
what
up, hold
kind
up.
of attention?
Because maybe you guys didn't. Because I appreciate you giving an explanation there. Maybe you didn't understand the question.
What kind
Because
of attention?
that's baffling, right?
They
Just-
have-
that's just
they
that's
have
mind blowing,
updated
right?
the
That'd be my
fashions.
God, that's
We
crazy.
can
They
understand.
have
Wait, wait,
updated
maybe you
fashions
didn't.
when it comes
Maybe
to
you
It's
didn't.
okay, maybe we
Let-
didn't. Go
let-
ahead.
I'm
Explain
giving you
it.
guys the benefit of the doubt
Uh-huh.
here, right? So you're saying like, because I love that, the beautiful, eloquent, let's say delineation that you were giving us here, Jamal. Thank you for that. Shout out to the Castle Club, by the way. Just to give it back to you guys again, I'll break it down even further. Do you think that a woman dressed in traditional Muslim garb, head to toe, covered, is going to get the same type of sexual attention from men
No, she's
as a woman dressed in modern clothes?
no, she's not.
Okay. All right.
Depends
And
on where you
sexual.
are.
Oh,
If
all
you're
right. We
divided,
still got
she
one.
will.
Sexual
We still got
attention.
one.
If you're
Because-
divided,
All right.
you will. It
Where-
depends on
Even
where
if
you
they
are.
are attracted, there's a
Cool.
level of
It
respect.
depends on where you
So
are.
Cool.
they respect the whole.
Of course,
you know.
because
So,
men
yeah,
are still men. Most
yeah.
men aren't just crazy people out there, but we
I
got
wouldn't
one
say that
still.
they
Thank
wouldn't
you.
try.
We got still
All
one.
men are
I'm not
crazy
saying that they
people.
wouldn't try.
You said, hold up, because we're gonna come back to you, Poison Ivy. But you said here, it depends on where you are.
It depends
So
on where you
where
are.
is the place in the world that both Muslim women and modern dressed women are going to get the same amount of sexual attraction from men? Please tell me where that is.
Well, first of all, when I say it depends on where you are, you can't dress like this in that place. Now, if we are in Dubai,
Yeah,
if we are in
Dubai.
Qatar, we are in, a
Mhm.
place like
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Yes, you can be fully dressed. Your silhouette can still show. Your eyes are still beautiful. There are things that a man will be looking at besides ass cheeks hanging out.
Question,
that
Miss Jessica.
makes you attractive.
Question, Mr. because I want to
Yeah,
I want to have
great.
perfect context here. I want to make sure I'm understanding what you're saying.
Let's go.
You were saying that you can't dress like that in certain places. Were you saying you can't dress as a modern woman in certain places,
What
or vice
makes-
versa?
What makes having your ass and titties out modern?
Most modern women do that. That's what makes it modern.
But a trend is a trend, but that doesn't make it modern. Like you
I
can.
mean, it is what it is.
We're all up here dressed a different way. Like my cleavage is out more than everybody's, but I
You
still
got
feel like
more
we're
than
all dressed sexy.
Sure.
It's that actual definition is subjective. It depends on the person that you're talking to.
No,
But
absolutely.
being fully covered in Dubai guys are not just looking for ass and titties.
Of
They're
course
looking
they
for
aren't.
eyes. There
Of course
are
they
more
aren't.
things to
That's
be
why I was trying to
attracted
understand what exactly we were saying, because
Yes.
it sounded like you were saying you can't dress as a modern woman in the Middle East. That's what it sounded like you were saying, which I'm not going to disagree with.
It is. I'm not going to say it's a law or not, but it's more respectable to be there and be covered.
No. It is a law.
Yeah.
It is a law. That's
But
why I was
what's
trying
wrong
to.
with that?
Nothing is wrong with it. I was just trying to understand what you were actually saying before I
Yeah.
had a response.
But
I wasn't just going to jump on you.
No,
right?
I feel
So,
it. I still think guys will find me attractive if I was over there and covered up. I feel like I have beautiful eyes. I feel like I might have a nice silhouette, and I just feel like it depends on where you are. Everybody isn't attracted to ass hanging out.
okay. All right. I hear exactly where you're going with that. You took it over
Yes.
to the Middle East perspective and saying that if you were in the Middle East, you would.
Up.
I did say covered up. And I'm giving you the credit on what you're saying. That if we were in the Middle East, living in that place, somewhere like Dubai, the woman would have no choice but to wear the full covered garb. And you, with your shape, you'd be able to stand out a little bit more than that. Fair. Not disagreeing with that.
I said eyeballs.
Okay,
But,
cool.
okay.
Hey,
And you-
silhouette. You almost said silhouette.
All right, it's like she tries to act like
right?
I'm deaf and I'm not wearing headphones. You did bring up silhouette,
You
which
said silhouette.
more so goes to your figure. It's okay. That's exactly what they would be looking at as well. I'm listening to you. That's why I want to make sure I got the context. However, we're talking about America here. I wanted to just go down the conversation to see exactly where you were, but we're talking about here in America. And there are women that dress in full Muslim garb here in America. It happens. As a matter of fact, there's a basketball influencer that plays basketball in her full garb, the full outfit, right? So that happens here in America. And we all know that they're not getting the same amount of sexual attention from men that women dressed in modern clothing are, compared to what we say traditional clothing wear, aka the clothing that our grandmas used to wear. It ain't the same thing. That is more so traditional versus modern. And that's just for conversational purposes.
I
Could
still
we agree on
disagree.
that?
No.
Traditional versus modern? What do you
I
disagreeing with?
disagree in a way of like, I guess I understand what you're saying by traditional and modern, but
Mhm.
I will say that I disagree because that I've been a woman who has been out and been dolled up, dressed up, get hit on, right? But I have also been a woman who is covered up, no makeup, like hair up, feeling crazy. I think I look crazy. You know what I mean? And still have attention.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me
So
wrong.
what I'm
Men are
saying
gonna
is-
hit on you.
Yeah.
Men are gonna hit on you
I'm talking about,
regardless.
like,
No.
sweats, t-shirt,
Hear
like,
what
I
I'm
just
saying.
mean, like,
Hear what I'm saying. Even if you're in turtleneck, a hoodie with a beanie cap, men are still gonna hit on you.
Beanie cap.
Okay, like
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that at all.
Okay.
What we're saying is that when you actually show these things, you're gonna get more attention.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what we're
okay,
saying. I didn't say that you're not gonna get any attention.
What I'm saying is,
I didn't
like,
say that.
Yeah, I feel that the attention can still be
Yeah.
Of course.
about equal or very close.
No.
Well, all you're doing
No,
is hold on.
not equal. You're still gonna get attention, but it's not gonna be anywhere near equal. Go ahead,
I
All
Jamal.
know.
you're doing is like when you dress more conservatively, just mitigating risk. Because a lot of girls, because I'm Muslim, right? And
Okay.
I've grown around it. Yes, I have seen amazing Muslim women that get hit on a lot, like that get a lot of attention, social media and in real life. So it does happen. He's not saying that no guy will never come to you if you're dressed from head to toe, even with your eyes covered. All
Okay.
he is saying is like you're gonna get attention regardless. That's all he's saying. But
I agree
you're
with that.
mitigating risk by dressing one way versus the other. That's all we're getting at. You're mitigating risk. I'm not saying no one's going to talk to you, but less versus more, depending on which one. That's all. Especially here in the U.S.
Mitigating risk.
Correct.
If we're talking about what he's saying when he's saying mitigating risk is if we're talking about men giving you sexual attention. Excuse me. If we're talking
Okay.
about men giving you sexual attention,
Okay.
if you don't want men to give you that sexual attention, you are going to mitigate the risk of that happening by dressing more so conservatively.
Exactly.
Versus if you dress more traditionally,
Yeah.
unconservatively,
That's true.
you are going to get that male attention regardless. But men are horny. All right. It is what it is. So you're going to get hit on, especially as a beautiful woman, all the time. Women are horny. It's just the stats show that men are 70 times more horny than women. So that's just like the difference. Just as horny as you are, men are 70 times more horny than that. Right. So it's like it's just biology within us because of the testosterone. It's building up. It's going crazy. Right. That's just what we got to deal with all the time. Right. So men are going to always give that attention. However, we can control what that attention is. The reason why I was bringing that up. Right. I can always bring that combo back full circle. We were talking about the different things that women might do to draw more attention in when it comes to makeup, hair coloring, different things of that nature. And what I was saying is that subconsciously, whether we want to accept it or not, the things that we do to make us be more attractive to the opposite sex, for men, getting in more shape, getting more money, for women, looking better attractively. That is something that we're all doing for each other versus just ourselves. Though I want to be healthy, trust and believe, I'm getting these muscles so I can be more attractive to women. It is what it is, right? And I just want us to always accept that we're doing this for each other.
That's real.
I can't accept that.
Okay,
But
that's totally
I
cool,
love agreeing to disagree.
and that's totally cool.
I digress.
Yes.
That's
agree
totally
to
cool.
Disagree.
And quite honestly, the reason why I love that is because that takes us actually into the topic of what I was going to be talking about today for the show. And what we're going to be talking about.
Just getting into
We're
the
just
topic.
getting into the topic.
Okay.
We just got into
getting
intros,
started. Let's
right?
go.
We had got into some stuff here, right? And what I really want to get into is like, because I don't know if you guys understand like what we're doing with the show here, right? What we're doing is trying to see how many women we can find that are at the level of, let's say, attraction for athletes. Because most of the time, athletes are people that are coming from African American denomination, right? Let's
Okay.
just keep it real, right?
Yeah.
Those are my gangs. They're right. They out there, and that's who I'm talking to. These athletes.
Okay.
A lot of the times, those are the guys that are making the most money of African American men. I want to try and bring back together the family nucleus. So I want to get those African American men some great quality women to be with, right? And to grow old with, great families, great legacies. That's what this whole thing is all about when we're talking about the different levels of the show, to keep it real. All right. So when we come to the women, what we're talking about, we've noticed that based off the stats here, African American women are actually getting selected at the least amount rate. When it comes to marriages, they're getting married at a 25% rate, and the next closest is about 52%. And then when it comes to dating apps, they're getting swipe left on more than any other denomination of women. So I wanted to put that question out there and to see what you guys' personal opinion might be on why that might be happening, because that's what we're throwing out there as the stats are showing of what is happening. And I was seeing if maybe you guys had an opinion on why that was happening. Why are women of color being the least selected and the least married in 2024?
Okay, I think I can start that off because and this is a conversation I often dive into just on the show and with my clients. And I think a lot of it has to do with definitely the family dynamic, and just levels of respect and what we've seen and what has traumatized us as a whole. But there is a thing with that we have to be accountable as women, because there was an instance I had this conversation and we were out the other night and my friend just went crazy and it was like, yo, why did you just flip out like that? And then I had a conversation with a gentleman and he said, listen, this is why I don't deal with Black women, because you all go off on these tangents. And I'm like, well, we never had any level of disagreement. He was like, well, I'm not talking about you, but Black women, they just so aggressive. And we are. Some of us are. And I have had to work on myself. Like, yes, I am 52, love it. And I'm proud to speak on that. But I have literally been on a journey, like I said earlier, before Shar dismissed herself, that it's like a 12-step program. And I'm kind of like on 8, and it's a hard 8, like not about to be the 9, because we're triggered by so much, and as a mother of sons, I always say that it's a hard job being a Black man, but it's an even harder job being a Black woman and dealing with Black men, because none of us are coming in with blank canvases. We moving too fast. We not having real conversations. We not diving in deep and understanding who are these people, who are these energies, who are these animals that we are letting into the cage, because all of us have all this caged up, and all these expectations and have all of these levels of attraction, but we hitting and missing because what we attracted to, we may not be attracted to us, and being a stylist and coming out of hair and being natural. I love hair. I love weave. I love long hair, but as a Black woman and dealing with a Black granddaughter now that's 14 years old, and she knows no Black people but us as family. She just entered high school and started going to school with Black people, and interacting with other Black women. And I have felt the need to dig a little bit deeper because she's watching everything I do. And I try not to be that aggressive, that energy that she's hearing from everybody because she only knows us. So she doesn't have anything to compare against, So if her friends are like, I hate black people are so mean. And if we always like, why did you want to? So we have to be conscious how we moving and be accountable that some of this stuff is really true. You know what I'm saying? But definitely communication is the key. Having discussions like this on platforms definitely helps because the person who is not able to absorb correction is definitely the person you need to stay the fuck away from.
She like that. She explained that.
No,
Well.
right?
Yeah, stay the fuck away from her. Like don't keep calling me with the same problem, sis. We're gonna have to figure it out.
I like
because if not, then now you feeding me your energy, and I'm already dealing with digestive issues over here on the shit I already had to chew up. So I'm gonna pass on that meal. No, thank you. And we have to be cognizant of our energy and our circles because everybody in your circle ain't in your corner. And when you're on a healing journey, that shit hit real, And as good as you are, as far as you came, sometimes you look back, you still on your porch. So, I think that is what's happening in the Black community. Me, I date. So I meet all type of people. I don't go in like, I don't like him. Everybody is not to be married. Sometimes you meeting people to get to know yourself, So if you have an attraction to me and I may not be attracted to you, hey, let's see what's going on. So what is it that you see? What is it that you know? Because we learn a lot about ourselves. And stop trying to make everybody your husband, your man, your baby. Stop trying to put people in places when you don't even understand their resume, So understand who you're dealing with so you can understand how to deal with that. And I think that's what we missing the mark. We dressing up, but we ain't got no fucking place to go.
Okay. I like that. She was over here, cooking for a quick second. I'm not gonna lie. I hope you guys were taking notes.
Mental
notes. It looked like you had something you wanted to go next, Miss Ethica. Did you want to jump in there and give your perspective?
Question?
Yeah, not a problem. I don't have any buttons here, so don't look for it. But, yeah, I can repeat it for you. What is the biggest root? Like, what are the issues on why Black women are not only being selected the least when it comes to dating apps, but are also getting married the least when it comes to actually starting relationships?
Oh, okay. So I'm just gonna piggyback off Granny. I honestly agree with her. Like, I don't think marriage is a prize if we're looking at the divorce rate statistics. A lot of people are being chosen for the wrong reasons or are choosing for the wrong reasons. I think it's a prize to be single and happy. I think it's a prize to actually love yourself to the point where you can come on a podcast like this and say, like, I choose to look a different way every day because it just makes me feel good. You know what I'm saying? And if it brings that attraction, it brings that attraction. Sometimes, like, I don't know. I just feel like the people that are still looking at certain things like a union on paper with the government, marriage, as like the tell all be all. And, just because you have kids, like, it's more to life than being married. It's more to life than really just I'm not going to say be stuck with somebody, but sometimes you stint your growth when you get married. You love that person so much, you stop caring about yourself. You stop worrying about yourself because you feel like I have to be a wife now. You're a wife before you learned yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't think it's a bad thing that they're getting skipped over. I think it's giving these Black women enough time to love themselves and learn themselves for the husband that will come, because it's somebody for everybody. No shade, Miss Netta and Charles, you feel me? But like, it's somebody for everybody, so.
And some of us aren't settling because I've been engaged multiple times. And I still have relationships with, anyone I've ever been in a relationship with. But they will tell you, I'm not a settler. Shit that settle stink, So I'm not even quite there yet. Like,
Okay.
He said.
All right. I'm taking it all in.
I feel like we're not married because we may not want to be. And who like my mother, like you need to find out, and it's just like, yo, I'm not even really satisfied with the decisions that you made for yourself. How do you have all these decisions for me?
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me what to do unless your shit is looking pristine.
Yeah, I can hear that. I can hear that.
I don't want to.
Before Key goes, because I know he's gonna be a little bit aggressive here.
No, we got Poison Ivy. She's gonna give her opinion as well, but I want you to go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, just back to your thing and situation. You are correct when it comes to the whole marriage situation. Like, you don't have to be married, but yet again, being married doesn't really like have to stop you from living life. But yet again, it depends on who you're with and how they're elevating you. Because you can be with somebody and they can literally anchor you down and lead you extremely far left, and then by the time you're out, you're like, what the hell did I just do? Like, that's not it. And then a lot of times when you do that, you do go up with a wall for the next relationship, and then that person builds a wall, and then that person builds a wall. But then I'm just going to be honest with you, if each person keeps messing up, I feel like that's when you need to start looking inward, because not everybody is the problem. Like, someone has to be the common denominator here, and the common denominator will be you. So what are you doing that you can't like keep these people, right? And let's just be honest. I mean, yes, there is somebody for someone out there, but what if you did find that somebody and you just really messed it up because maybe you're too loud, maybe you weren't helping out, maybe you weren't supporting that person, or maybe even then you just weren't really that good of a person that you think you were. I mean, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, marriage can be very good, but you have to be very selective on who you pick. And I feel like the quicker you can get that done, the better you'll be. But let's be honest, it's not always going to happen. So you just need to be very selective. So that's all I have to say.
That's really true.
Okay.
Because I chose one relationship over the other because of finances, and there was more money involved but less intimacy. And when I ended that and tried to go back, and I mean, he rolled with me. I did damage, and I tried to go back in, and he has fell in love. They just got married off in an island, and that's a great regret for me. And a lot of the reason that I did not stay with him was because I wasn't in where I am right now, and watching everybody around me and allowing them to cause that dynamic and lose probably one of the best loves of my life. I still love him to this day, and he knows it. I don't want to say your name because you just got married, but I love you.
Shout out
Still.
to you, bro. He probably still knows who it is, right?
But I'm being respectful. But I'm
Please
talking
do.
to you because I
Please
know
do.
you're watching.
I love that. And I love what Jamal was saying as well.
Yeah,
It
that was
it
real.
Great. It was
Yeah.
awesome. And before I give my perspective, I wanted to see, did you have something you wanted to add to that, Poison Ivy, on why you think Black women or women of color per se are really dealing with those different things when it comes to relationships?
Look, the way that I see it is that it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with our color, right? Whether you're of color or not of color. I just think that what you come across is either a match or it's not a match. And if it's not a match, you have to be willing to accept that it's not a match and you move on. I do think that women in general are a little bit more outspoken in what it is that we want and don't want. And we can be overly outspoken to the point that it might drive a man away because maybe he doesn't know how to deal with that or cope with that or whatever the issue is, because he's not used to dealing with a woman who knows what she wants and is literally just going for that. And that's all I think. I don't think that it has anything to do with our gender or anything. I mean, I'm not our gender, our color or
Yeah, I hope
anything
not.
like that.
Right.
Yeah, my bad.
Right.
Not our gender, our color. I don't think it has anything to do with our color specifically. I just think that it has to do with the woman herself and what it is that she knows she wants to deal with and doesn't want to deal with. And if you just happen to not be a match, like, sorry, you just
Okay.
happen to not be a match.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. Makes me ask this question for all three of you guys. Raise your hand so we can get through these like kind of quickly, right? Because I got a couple questions
Okay,
I want to ask.
let's go.
Right? So the first one, if you believe that women are the prize in the relationship, please raise your hand.
I think it's equal.
Yeah, I say 100, 100. Not 50, 50, 100.
Like, he's
100.
rolling his eyes. He don't give a
No one person is the prize. Like
Yeah.
in the
We're
true,
both technically
in a
prizes if you
Next
really want to think
question.
about it.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
real.
Next
Like, come
question.
on. But women are, if you want me to say it, women are the prize in a way.
I mean, like,
But
if you,
I'm not
if you
saying
At
wanted
least
that
you
to
said it
men
with
are
your
not
chest.
a prize.
If
At
you
least you
wanted
said
to
it with
be
your chest.
said-
See,
Because
everybody
women
else
are
said.
the prize. We are
Oh,
the prize.
okay.
But at the same time, I'm not saying as a woman that I don't see a man as a prize.
Got you. All right. I
don't
hear
know
where
how
the
else to,
perspective is.
like, make
I
that-
hear where the perspective is. I was going to go with another one, but I'm glad that that one came in quickly. All right. The next question that I was asking for that is if you get into a relationship, do you feel like let's say like a marriage, like a fully committed relationship, because that's what a marriage is, regardless if you're going through the state or not, right? A marriage is something that's supposed to be till death do us part,
Okay.
right? Like
Got
we're
it.
committed, right?
Forever.
Do you feel like if you get into a marriage that you have the license to leave whenever you are emotionally unfulfilled?
Leave?
Yeah.
Like divorce?
Yeah.
Just leave the house.
No, be out. Divorce.
I just talked about this. Till death do us part. There's nowhere in the Bible where there says you have to be married until death do us part. Death is dead. This shit is dead. We don't like each other. It is dead. We are not going to continue to be in a place where we are constantly bringing each other's down. No, it's like if this is over and we've done everything we can to try to resuscitate it, guess what? You can sit on life support for years and not move, but it won't be me. Okay?
But it
won't
goes
be.
back to
You're
too.
gonna
Have you
lie,
heard
so-
that like women will
Unplug your
mentally
ass.
separate before they
Immediately.
separate
Get the
physically?
insurance money.
Hold on. I wanted to hear Miss
I'm sorry.
Miss Poison Ivy real quick.
Sorry.
Okay,
I'm like, you
whatever.
know how they say that women will mentally separate before they separate physically. So I feel like women, and a lot of women that I know, will literally like do their best to try as much as they can and go through all of these like trials or whatever it is that they have to go through before they actually mentally separate. But after they mentally separate and you're still not getting it, then they physically separate. So
She
it's like
physically leaves.
levels to
Yeah, so the
what
answer
we
is
do.
the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
We-
All right.
she's-
By the
No,
time
I
she got it,
I understand
It's
exactly what
dead,
you're
it's
saying.
dead mentally, but then it becomes dead physically as well.
And I
No,
think
I understand exactly where you're coming from with that. And that kind of like leads me to another thing that kind of like where my mind goes because I'm always just thinking about, how can we make this work?
Okay.
Right. So how I kind of often see it is like we're all playing a game here, especially when it
Yep.
comes to relationships. Both men, they're playing a game, women, they're playing a game, right? But we're playing two different games,
Mhm.
right? So as men, their game is to try to get sex, right? Let's be real.
Sex, that's it.
No.
That's all we're going for?
And of course, that's not all we're going for, but we're talking about the base root, right? The baseline of it, they want some sex. Let's keep it real. If you think a guy is not trying to have sex with you, you're ridiculous, right? If he's in a relationship with you, he would love to have sex with you. It's just part of our
In a
biology.
relationship.
Of course.
It is what it is. So he's trying to get into a relationship with you so he can have sex with you. He's not trying to have sex with you and then move you to the dirt. No, of course not. But if sex isn't involved, that's a big deal breaker.
Yeah, it is.
We can all understand
for
that.
us too. Actually,
Yeah,
yes.
like for us,
Thank
you dead weight.
Love it. You definitely should want sex. Again, we're
Yeah.
human, right? But just as we were describing earlier in the show, you guys have a level of horniness. Guys have a level of horniness that is 70 times higher, right? So the same way you're feeling, he's feeling that times 70, right? So that is just how we're biologically made, right? Just so you guys have a little bit of understanding.
This is why we have male homeboys, so we can learn these things.
That's what I'm trying to give.
Okay.
I'm trying to give you that info because
Okay.
a lot of the time these male homeboys might not give you all the real because sometimes they still want to smash. So they still might not.
So you don't believe men and women can be platonic friends?
No.
Can I answer that first before you go? Before you
Oh,
explain a little bit?
level.
Yeah, no.
Trust him
No,
not
no,
in
no.
their
Yeah, absolutely
relationship.
not.
Let me,
Yeah,
Hold on,
because I was
So
yeah.
she can't
Before
trust
you
you to go to the studio.
before you
Understood.
before he
You not
before we
having
get deeper
friends.
into that. No. Before we get deeper into that, he wants to kind of like add his own little perspective.
to answer your question, if men and female can be platonic friends, yes and no. And I'll tell you why.
Yes.
Number one, they can be platonic-ish if they're business partners, right? Let's say I just got to a law firm, right? I opened up my own law firm. There's a woman down the street, does $1 million in sales. I want to learn from her. I'm going to go to her. I don't care if she's old or young. I'm going to go to her. Now, depending on how that situation moves forward, eventually you're going to feel some type of way for that person. Not always, Because if they're not really attractive enough, but they do provide some sort of value in your life that they can help you grow, you'll stay. But if it's just a regular Joe, a regular guy that you've met at the club, at the store, wherever it might be, he has to, there's something about you that he has to be like, okay, I want to go further. Into
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Like,
And I got to
wanna
stop
do
you.
it.
I got to stop you because
Yeah.
that literally is what I was about to say. That's why I got to stop you. That's why men can't be platonic friends with women. I've said it multiple times, and I hope you guys are listening because I'm tired of saying the same shit all the time.
Because-
I'm going to explain it to you right here. It is only two things that is going to make the relationship last if we're talking about men and women. A, there is some type of sexual attraction. Or B, there is a value exchange. What he was just describing was a value exchange. There is some type of value that he is going to be able to get from being in a relationship with that woman. If there is not that,
Okay.
or he is not fucking,
I guess
there is no friendship.
But also, you're
That is
asking-
point blank.
you're
Hold
asking
on, I got you.
women.
I got you. I got you. And here's the reason why asking you doesn't necessarily matter. Because I'm going to tell you exactly why. Even if you have a guy that you don't want to have sex with, that guy still wants to have sex with you.
Okay.
So that's why
noted.
your opinion doesn't necessarily
And
matter in
this-
this conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
no, but
what
I'm
we're
saying you're
talking
asking
about,
women
I
to
got you. I got you. I got you. I was
us,
still going
know?
forward. I got
The
you.
answer's
I
different.
got you. I know the answer's going to be different. That's why I want to get your opinion. But I'm going to finish the statement, then I'm going to come back to you guys. But what I'm saying is, when you guys have an opinion and you're putting up your boundaries, that is irrelevant if the guy is actually your friend, because he is going to say and do whatever to try and get sex at some point. Just because you're saying right now you're not going to do it, I'm telling you, he's hoping maybe 6 months down the line, maybe a year down the line. If I show that I'm this nice of a guy, I'll remain in the friend zone long enough that at some point I'll be able to get some. So he's not really trying to be your friend. What he's trying to do is trying to get in your pants. He just has a sexual attraction to you. And then quite honestly, that's just most guys, because most guys just aren't going to keep it real with you.
I have friends,
okay.
and everything is not sexual based. I'm talking about male platonic friends. Everything is not sexual based. In life, you have to be willing to be used, to be useful. It does not have to be sexual to be useful to a man or a woman
Wouldn't that be a value
Yeah.
exchange?
without sex
Yeah.
involved.
That's literally what I
he
said is the
said
second
that. He
thing.
said that.
No, but you're saying if a guy is being a platonic friend to a woman, there must be sex.
No, I said two things.
No, I'm not
No,
saying
he's
you
No,
have
no,
to
no.
be down the
Maybe,
line.
Miss
You don't have to be
Jessica, Miss
business
Jessica,
partners
I
to
got
be
you.
useful
I got
or
you.
used
I didn't
by
say
your
business partners.
peers.
I didn't say business partners. Maybe you didn't hear me
He said
correctly.
business
I'll
partners. He said business
I'll
partners.
repeat exactly what I said because maybe you didn't hear me. I said two things and they
I
were
was trying
super
to get both
specific.
of y'all.
Oh, no worries. I got you. I'm here for you. Two things: sexual attraction, value exchange. What you're talking about is an exchange of value.
That's
What
the
I'm-
way of life.
I
Yeah,
am
no,
not
he's agreeing
disagreeing
with
with
you.
that.
He's agreeing with you.
What's
I'm
wrong
not
with
disagreeing
that?
with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing is wrong with that.
One or the other.
I am saying those are the only two ways that friendships between men and women happen. They're
Yeah.
either going to be in a value exchange where we are using each other, or there is a sexual attraction. Whether she's acting on it or allowing him to act on that sexual attraction, not a part of the conversation.
You don't think every
That's what I
relationship
just
is a
see
part of
using
using each other?
these-
No.
Women
And I'll explain to you
That's
why.
what he's saying.
I'll
but
explain to you-
that's
I
where
heard
the
him.
power
Yeah.
lies.
I'll explain to you
Yeah,
why
yeah.
this conversation is even happening. Because remember, we had asked a specific question, earlier in the show, women being flown out, right? So that means in the situation, because you guys are not the first and you're not going to be the last that say women are not obligated to have sex on these trips.
Yes.
Women are willing to take these resources, take this value from this man without exchanging anything, unless something falls into a condition that they feel comfortable with. Fair to say we're on the same page as that?
Yes.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that creates some type of dynamic where there is no actual value exchange. He's giving value and he's not receiving value. Oftentimes, men will put themselves in that position just for the chance of hopefully
There you go.
getting sex one day.
There
And the
you go.
sad
And
part
I'm
is-
telling you
Men
guys,
did it to themselves.
oh, I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that.
Point
As you can
taken.
see, I am accountable for all the fuck ups that a lot of these guys have. And I'm
Okay.
saying, yes, most men do that. It's just you guys that are fighting me on the shit that I say women do. Like, and here's what I'm saying. A lot of these guys that are doing that stuff, they are not the guys that you actually want to be around because they have a hidden agenda.
Yeah.
They want to
Okay, yeah.
absolutely fuck. They're just going to say and do whatever to seem like a friend because they want to hopefully get in them pants because they have a sexual attraction. So I'm just being the one that's keeping it real with you. There is no such thing as just a platonic homie that just wants to kick it and drink beers with you and talk about your day all the time. No, that doesn't exist. He either
That's
is looking
sad.
to be able to have a
That's
value
very-
exchange,
that's very important.
That is
or
sad.
he is looking to, he has a sexual attraction to you. And it's not sad. Here's the sad part about it. It's sad because it doesn't correlate with, sadly, the things that society has been telling you what should be. I'm just hearing you to tell you, I'm just here telling you what it actually is versus what it should be. I'm telling you what is actually happening with our biology here. So if we can
Okay.
actually become comfortable with what our biology is actually saying versus what society is telling us it should be, because society is out here giving children's books about boys sucking boys' dicks. I'm not saying it should be that just because society's saying it. I'm saying we should think about what we actually want to do based off of ourselves, right?
Mhm.
So with that, I'm saying if society's saying one thing and we believe something else, let's go look it up for ourselves. Let's have a mind of our own. And let's actually start moving with what our body feels is best.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, that isn't with what society is saying.
That's
And
why I'm a
society
college
is saying
dropout.
we should be able to be friends, even though biology is saying we can't unless we are helping each other in one way or another.
And let's be honest here, and like when it comes to the platonic situation, you guys have all the power. Like, let's be very honest there. Like,
That's
you
what
can,
I was just thinking.
yeah, you can
it
take
kind of
that
depends
trip.
on like where the woman is with it.
Exactly.
because-
How we gotta do it.
you can,
Yeah.
you can take that trip. You can take that free
Exactly.
food. You can go ahead and get all the advice that you ever want, and never ever have to do anything. Like Keith said, it is on the guy to be like, okay, well, this isn't going anywhere. I'm going to stop it. There are a
Mhm.
lot of guys that would never stop it. They'll wait for 30, 40, 50 years. Oh, y'all just got
Damn,
divorced.
that's
Like,
a
hit
long
me up.
time.
Like, what are you trying to
It's a
do?
long time.
But if a guy knows what he's doing, he knows his value, and he knows that this girl's just like extracting. I'm not talking about
y'all
business.
are men, so like what you say, I kind of, there's value to that. I'm not
Oh,
in
yeah.
a man's mind. I can only speak from like a woman's perspective and what I think, or like what we think. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're just saying, like,
True.
And
It
I think
happens.
it's just
But
a
we can't just say
progression.
that they have the vocal box for all men. I don't
No.
feel like all men are this horny. I'm
Oh, no,
sorry.
no, 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 no,
Agree.
no, no.
I do
Here-
agree with
here's what I'll
that.
say.
I
I
do
feel
agree
like
with
y'all
that.
attack
No, no, no,
a
no, no.
little bit more
Here-
horny
here's-
than everybody else.
No. Here's
Not
what I'll say.
everybody. I'm just saying.
No, I'll just keep it real.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about, those stats that I'm referring to are just general based stats, right? It's just, it is what it is. I'm not making that up, right? You can go Google it after the show if
might
you'd
have
like.
to.
I'ma
Please
do it.
do.
I'm gonna
Please
call
do.
like, excuse me,
Please.
are we friends or not?
He's not
Right,
going
are
to tell
you trying
you.
to-
nah.
He's not going to
not
tell
gonna
you.
tell me?
No, but if you did this, here's how you can find out. If you called them and you was like, hey, I'm a little tipsy right now, and I actually
Yeah.
wanted you to come over. Why haven't we really ever done that? I'm telling you, that homie will pull up at your
I
door,
already know,
ready to go to work.
Oh God.
And
Doesn't
that is
matter
just the
how
proof
far
that
you
you
are.
need.
Okay, you're right.
That's the proof that you
And
need.
I think too, and that this facts because,
Yeah.
and that's where we
I
were
got
saying
it.
that's where the power lies. Because one thing about us all being entrepreneurs and being in entertainment is the oldest book ever, The Art of Seduction. We are
Yeah.
all seducing each other in business. There has to be some level. We coming in there, whether it's boobs or camel toe, like I'm getting ready to run this whole operation. Like, what do you like? Titties, ass, like, what is it? Long hair, short hair? We are coming in there with the intention to conquer and destroy. And if you are
Facts.
not that person, then you are the weakest link.
Mm-hmm.
Know how
Understood.
you're gonna show up. I'm coming in here to take over. I'm Spartan this whole thing. Pussy is the power. Because if you come in here like a scaredy cat, you're gonna get scrambled like an egg.
You're not lying. And
You're
most
not.
men are
Yeah.
not able to withstand
Yeah.
the pussy.
So platonic. So when you speak about the relationship being platonic, either I have a sexual attraction to you, and either I'm going to let you divide the pie, slice the pie and divide it, or I'm going to maintain a business relationship with you and constantly be that alluring, almost siren, almost to the level of a drug, because I'm going to keep you on a high, but you'll never hit.
Ever.
As you should.
Ever.
As you should.
You'll never hit.
Like-
And that is where we, as the younger generation, I see as an older woman, where we are losing. Like, I love Sexy Red. I love Megan Thee Stallion because it's a different level of feminism. But they, like they said about Cardi B, she's singing about doing this and all that, but Cardi B got a husband. Cardi B has a family. But you know what I'm saying? We out here, you're saying one thing and projecting something else. And it's kind of like, yo, this is just her job. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
That's
how
another
are you
conversation,
showing
though.
up?
That's another
How are
conversation.
you seducing your audience? That's the art
Yeah.
of seduction.
Yeah.
She's seducing us, got us out here singing, this, but listen to what we saying, understand what are we putting out in the universe, and what are we here for? What is the purpose, as a woman?
100%.
Yeah.
I love what you were preaching. That's gonna get clipped for sure because you was cooking for a second.
Right.
She was in the kitchen. She was in the kitchen. But
Whipping up
right? Come on now. But I saw you had something that you wanted to throw in there as well, Miss Ethica. I would. Okay. All right. No worries. We can come back to you if it comes back. All right. But Boys and Ivy, did you have something you wanted to throw in there as well?
No comment.
It was
Okay.
about seduction,
Right.
just the art, how we coming in, even with the music. You're not going what is your music about? You're not coming in there in your mind. Well, you can't show up with fully garbed Muslim and be, rapping and doing your thing. That's not going to seduce your crowd. That's not going to bring your numbers up. So we going in here like, yo, they gonna know.
That's why I say I think it's a different conversation because music and
it's all the same.
what they put in out is not necessarily always who you are.
Well, no.
It could just be an influence that you're
all
trying
day.
to project.
No.
It's not who you
know
are
what I
all
mean?
day.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Because
But
when
it
you
is a
have
part of
dress,
you. It is a part of you.
Eating.
Exactly.
Of course, it's a part
Exactly.
of you.
It's a
but
part of you. And
not-
here's the
it might not
problem
be
with
fully
that.
who you are
Breaking
because
up,
she's
you
saying
know.
Cardi B, who has a family and kids and all these things, was saying certain things, right?
Right.
So certain things that are projected within music is not always fully who you are embody, or it's not who you fully embody anymore. That
No.
might be who
That's-
she
Neither
was.
of those.
Job.
Neither of those.
But
Neither of
not-
those. Neither of
yeah.
those. You're no.
Yeah, it's a job.
Neither of those. Neither of those. What she's saying is she is getting paid to say those things,
Yes.
Well, yeah, of
regardless.
course.
Listen to what I'm saying first before you say, of course.
Right.
Okay,
She's
go ahead.
getting paid to say those things, regardless if she lives that life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Seduction.
Cardi B never, outside of when she was like, being a hoe and stripper and things like that. Once she wanted to
Right.
actually get a husband, she wasn't living the way that
Right.
she's preaching. However,
Yes.
she is preaching that to the next generation of young women.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It was not her character.
Yeah, and I
She
love
is
Cardi,
in the
so
house
no shade to
Cooking
Cardi.
and cleaning,
Yeah.
though she's telling women not to cook and clean. Same thing like with Beyonce.
Yeah.
She's saying to the left, go ahead and leave, but she got cheated on and stayed.
Stay.
That's the point
Still
that we're
there.
making. They are
Mhm.
getting paid
Yes.
to say things that are not the
Understood.
best
That
for
they are not
women.
living.
They're not living those things because they know it's not the best for them,
Yeah.
but they're getting paid to say those things. It's not because it's a part of their character. No. It's because they're paid to say it.
Yeah, they're
Period.
paid to say it.
They
It's
know
it's
that
an
they won't live
image.
it.
It's an image thing.
100% right. So it shouldn't be accepted as an image of the next generation because that's
Agreed.
not how they're living.
Yeah.
However, that's not what's being taken in. To bring it all the way back full circle,
Mhm.
why are
Seduction.
Black women at the lowest levels of acceptance, not only with marriage, but to dating apps? It comes to exactly what we're talking about right now, because those things are perpetrated into our culture and we are accepting it as if it's our culture.
So are
We're
you
accepting
saying,
it as if it's our lifestyle and it shows who
It's kind
we
of
are.
like
can
our
I ask you
template.
something?
Yeah.
So is it
like
that
a
you
template.
feel that I guess since we're talking about the music industry, right? That the music is what is influencing that particular question about women and
No.
particularly Black women?
No.
Because I think it applies to all of us. Like
Yeah,
there
I
are
personally
women
don't.
all over that feel that they're doing all the right things or they're doing this, they're doing that, and they're still not married, right? I don't think it only applies to Black women. But what you're saying is Black women and the music that we're listening to and absorbing and following, right? So do you feel that it's the music that is influencing that?
No, that's not even the main factor, quite
No,
honestly.
it's not.
Okay.
No, it's
No.
not even the main factor. And
Can I
though I'm not saying it's not influencing all women, I'm
Mhm.
saying it's impacting Black women the most.
In
is
general.
what I'm saying.
I could understand
Compared
that,
to
yeah.
other women, they're being impacted the most. But I do want you to say your opinion
I
first
think
before I go ahead.
more so, it's just like this is what's so powerful, this age gap here, because it's not impacting them, but what it is a template, because we have broken families. So I come from a generation where I talk to my grandmother's, grandmother, her sisters. Now we have all these, like you say, the union has been broken. So you don't have these references of this auntie, this grandmother, like, hey, how am I doing this? Or what am I supposed to be doing this? Children are literally learning from music. There are no core values. There is no religion. There is no fear of God, because
I would agree with
have
that.
always been a well-figured woman. Like, this is my biggest size for me. But as a young woman, I always had the body to be a stripper. But in my mind, I knew that Samantha was coming to snatch me out of the club. Like, yo, I would try to manage from the sideline, but there was nothing to a stripper, like, man, I wish I, could have been that person. But the fear of my mother coming and embarrassing me, what I'm saying? Even now, as I do my radio show, and I have my grandmother's tongue. She was a professional cusser, but not in the Navy, but definitely was a sailor in the mouth. And my mother never cussed. And now I have my mother's mouth. And even me talking, I'm constantly like, Ma, sorry, I'm about to say this, exclamation marks. It's just a level of respect that think that we are missing in these generations. There is no values. There is no fear. There is no regard, And I think that's really where we, like I said, have to be accountable for why we are put in these situations. And although I love how she bigging up and trying to protect the Black woman, what we see as Hispanic women is that you all get married early, like the family, boom, y'all will stay 15, 20 in the house, save money and build. We were not structured to have that level of vision where we can't even share clothes without blasting each other out, let alone live and share a bed, a room, a bathroom. For some reason, it just doesn't connect with us, and I'm still trying to dig and dive and understand how we can all work together, even as being a business owner and trying to promote other Black businesses. I just said the other day, I'm so tired of nigga ran businesses. Like, there's a difference when you are a Black woman. It's almost like tiers: African American, Black, Negro, nigga. Like, it's like, what type of business am I really dealing with here? Like, this nigga business is breaking me down. I am 5 stars on everything. If you Google me under intimacy, private and cozy events, totally made over. I don't have 4, 3, 2, or 1. But I am not one to be played with. I'm funny, but I'm not a joke. I'm always about the business. There's a level of respect that you will have for my time, my presence, my attention. And I think this is where we are missing the mark when it comes to the younger generation. They don't have elders anymore. We need elders. We need people who we are talking to. I just seen a TikTok. The girl grandmother was like, "You can't be doing this," and the girl that swung on the grandmother. It's like something. I don't know. I don't know if it's dope or dog food.
I do know, and I want you to go ahead, Jamal. But I'll go a little deeper into it.
Yeah, I'll keep it very short. You are very correct, especially with the situation with having a nuclear household. I think that it is very important, but I am going to be honest. I know a couple guys that are fathers that aren't doing very well to teach their daughters or their sons on how to manage and handle themselves in the outside world. I feel he said earlier in regards to getting divorced based on your emotion. It is a duty, because I grew up in a traditional household where my mom and my dad literally fought each other a lot in front of me, but they always stayed no matter what. My dad did his role and my mom did her role, and it worked out beautifully for the kids. So if any point given time when the responsibility is left on the woman, the kids can sometimes be, I'm sorry to say, a little fucked up sometimes. It's not all the time, but it does happen, and it can go for the guy as well, especially if the guy, the father, isn't home all the time. He's leaving the kid by himself. So I think we both complement each other when it comes to making sure the kids are raised appropriately and have the best opportunity when they're out in the world by themselves.
And to see and understand what their role is.
Exactly.
Within that dynamic,
No, absolutely.
My children are 36 and 31. I still maintain a relationship with their dad. I've never tried to be him. I've never talked down with him. The most beautiful thing in the world he ever gave me was my children. And I think that, just raising, people always say, you can't raise a man. Well, no, but you can teach a man how to love a woman.
You can.
You're
right.
You can. So, it's just, we just got to really turn it off and turn it up.
Yeah.
I love that. And before I go deeper on what you were saying right there, I wanted to make sure, Ms. Ethica, you had anything that you wanted to add to the convo? I want to make sure your opinion was not being left out. If you had anything you wanted to say, go ahead, jump in there.
Just chiming in at this point, it's just kind of like off topic. We kind of spread it out a little bit.
Okay.
So you could just go ahead.
All right. After this, we're going to get into like kind of like the last thought. So don't forget it, right? Because I kind of want you to get to that right there. But what can you give me that quote one more time, Grandma? Like, because you said we got to turn it down and
Yeah.
give it to me one more time.
We have to turn it down. Sometimes these voices, and like I said, just eating from people like, you should this, you should that. Turn it down. You know what I'm saying? And turn it up. Understand what is going on. Understand cause and effect. What is it that you want? If you want respect, you must give respect. You know, if you want love, you have to teach love. You have to show. Those are all action verbs. They are not feelings. I keep saying that is not a fucking feeling. You know, you have to show me in order for me to reciprocate. You know, so it's just really like, shut your ass up and lift somebody up.
No, 100%. And that's why I wanted you to say it again, just so you can like put a little more.
Turn it down so you can turn it up.
No, absolutely, because I couldn't agree with that even more. Right, I was going to go a little even further on that. Like what she's saying about like turn it down is turn down that masculine energy.
Yes,
turn down that feeling to of needing to be right all the time. If you are going to trust a man and you have seen the things that you say, you know what, I like him. I see that he's going to be able to lead me to a future. Fully trust him. And turn down your opinion when you might not know all the answers. Sometimes he might be wanting to lead into a certain situation that you don't know how it's going to work out. Guess what? You said you're going to trust him. So shut the fuck up and follow his lead, right? Because that is what you are actually giving him the permission to do. Oftentimes, you want him to have the responsibility of your life, quite honestly. If you guys are going out on a date and shit goes left, you want him to step up to protect you. You want him to have the responsibility of your life. But you don't want him to have the accountability of what you're going to be able to do. And that's kind of fucked up, right? You got to allow him to be able to not only be accountable for what's going to happen to you, but also be responsible for those things happening, right? So, but that comes down to choosing the right man to give that power to. I'm not saying give that to every man. I'm not saying that at all. As a matter of fact, we started the whole show off saying, if you don't have an attraction for him, don't go on a fucking date, right? So find the different guys that you actually have an attraction for. See if that's somebody that you think you can build with. And then, you know, give him the trust so that he can actually lead you to a better future. And that's what she's saying there, right? Like, turn it down so that you can what? Turn it up. And what she means by turn it up is turn up that support that you have for that man that you're actually with. Turn up that love that you have for that man, because it's a different experience being a man than it is as a woman. Should be difficult, right? I said it on the last episode and I'll say it again right here. In order to be the shit as a man, you're going to have to go through the shit. Yep. If you avoid the shit, your life will be shit. It is what it is, right? And that's as a man, that's how your life is going to be. And so guys have a difficult experience being able to build up a legacy to be able to provide for the woman. That's what we want to do. Again, we're not trying to make all this money so we can sit in the crib by ourselves with our homeboys. No, we want to create a legacy. Right. We want to provide for a family. We want to provide for others. So all these things that we're doing to be able to, let's say, hard work, the hard hours, the long hours, should we say, it's all to be able to give to somebody else, right? So if you can just support that man, he's going to work even harder for you, right? So that's I love that she ended it off on that, and I don't we don't need to go any deeper because that's a whole nother combo that we can go into on the music and why we're in this and so on and so forth. But I think you guys gave a lot of good, poignant perspectives when it comes to why we're in this situation, and hopefully the people that are listening are going to be able to take something from that and be able to build a little bit more together. Right. So with that, I'm going to give you guys the floor and we'll start with you, Miss Poison Ivy, and figure out what are your last thoughts? If there's anything you learned from the show, like us, hate us, don't want to come back, whatever you feel.
Oh, I love it here. I love hearing everybody's opinions and giving my own opinion on the different questions that were asked. And I'd love to come back. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Maybe we'll have you back soon, Miss Poison Ivy. Maybe we'll have you back. What about you, Grandma?
I just want to leave on that note. I really hate, like I said, that Char left because in the beginning of this, there was a statement that I made and she didn't allow me to elaborate, but I mentioned that pussy is the power, which didn't mean to undermine any level of man or masculinity, but just as a car is a powerful force, the engine can't run without oil. So understand your role in the system of things and how the order of operation. So I just always want to be that woman, that auntie, that grandmother, that sister, that friend, that stylist to tell you, stop, look at yourself, have a deep conversation with yourself. Stop talking
in your mind and say that shit out loud, that you are the most powerful force. There is nothing that cannot be done that you do not allow. So if you are sitting anywhere that is dumb as fuck, you are the cause of that. Step into your power. Okay, be the oil, be the engine, be the windshield wiper when it's raining. Because guess what? You can have a brand new car, but if the windshield wiper's in the storm, and guess what? Shit is wrong.
Okay.
Something's gonna happen.
All
so
right. I was gonna just end it right there, but
Yeah.
I couldn't leave it off.
Sorry.
That. I mean, to
Sorry.
speak for Shar, because she's a man's advocate, I gotta be an advocate for men right here as well.
Yeah.
You know, pussy is the power, but men are the gods.
yeah.
All right, no, there's a difference here. All right, you know,
Yeah.
there are different levels, right? We
Yeah.
have different people that
It's
we have to
engines and
answer
it's
to.
oils. It's
Absolutely,
transmissions.
we got different things,
Yeah.
and we're here not to say that we are any better,
Exactly.
right, or any worse, but we have different skill sets.
Exactly.
And when it comes to this world that we live in here on Earth, having a man around is going to make your life a lot easier. Let's just keep it 100% real. We have a lot of different skill sets that here on the
I
planet
didn't say
Earth.
that.
I'm saying it. You don't have to say it.
Okay.
Don't worry. I'm gonna say it.
Having
I'm
the
a-
right man.
But
Thank you.
of course.
Okay, you,
Of
you
course.
have to add these.
Yeah, we
Of
don't
course.
have those
No,
specific
no.
verbs or
We-
adjectives, whatever
we
it is,
don't.
you know,
We
or
don't.
Okay,
We don't.
describing
No.
words.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Here's
Okay.
why we don't. Here's why we don't. Because I'll say maybe about 15 minutes ago, I said it is on you guys to pick the right man.
Yeah.
So I don't need to keep saying the right
Right.
man. It's not about how I say it.
It's the
It's about
feeling.
what I'm actually saying.
Okay.
All right. So just come on, listen in with me and
Okay.
take this train as I ride you around. Because
Okay.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna give you nothing but the goodness. Right. And what I'm telling you is that look, these men, once you pick the right man, they're going to lead you to a glorious place.
True
Right?
that.
It's going to be a
True
place
that.
that's going to be prosperous. It's going to be a place that you would not have been able to get to without that man. Now, whether you believe it or not, Miss Jessica, whether you're fucking with what I'm saying or not, because I'm coming to you as last, you know, to get your last thoughts as well. And I'm glad that we saved this for last. I wanted to make sure that I gave some empowerment to the guys out there so that they understand that if you are that guy that is actually doing what you need to do, there are, let's say, great things that you can be able to provide not only to the woman that you're with, but to the community that you're a part of, and keep doing what you're doing. All right. Now, Miss Etika, last thoughts for you. Love it, hate it. Anything you learned, anything you want to say to us, we're here.
I love dialogue. So I'm, like the fact that different opinions were able to be expressed peacefully is a great thing for me. Overall, I honestly think people, like whether it's male, female, elder or not, I feel like everybody is a experience. Everybody is a part of your character building. That's why I believe that you can have platonic male friends. Like, and we're not even just gonna go there. I just feel like people, like I said, their experience, and you learn things about yourself, most of all, based on who you deal with. I feel like there are great men and women who can do things without saying that I am the greatest because I am a man or because I am a woman, so I'm just way bigger than the whole man and female like role. I'm not really into that. Like, I feel like a role can be filled based on who's meant for it. And sometimes it's not a man, sometimes it's not a woman. Like, you never know. Because like she said, it's about what you're raised with, what morals you're raised with. You as a man might not have been raised with certain morals that me as a woman, and vice versa. Like, it's just, it gets a little deep, it gets a little complicated, but I love the dialogue, I would definitely love to be back. I mean,
Oh man, no, we'll have you back at some point.
Talk
No,
more
it's
shit.
just, my man had the,
I didn't do
my
anything.
man had the thinker's face. I was just caught loving it. I was just caught loving it. No, he was taking in all that you were saying, and I loved it as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and nobody here, you guys that didn't, let's say rub us the wrong way. You can definitely, come back in the
Good,
future
good.
for sure. We had a great time. And I think there'll be a lot of other conversations we'll be able to have in the future where we can maybe even learn some more from each other, right?
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'm not a guy out here just thinking I can't learn from a woman. My mom has or rest in peace, mama. She had a doctorate in accounting, right? So there was a lot that I learned from her, right? So trust me, I know that I'm learning from women. However, as Miss Shar, which we'll have her on an episode in the future as well, was trying to communicate, there aren't enough people that are advocating for the strengths that men have. In this world that we live in today in 2024, it is often communicated about the different skill sets and strengths that women have to the detriment of the things that men are doing that often just go unnoticed. So I'm here to try and provide a platform for those guys that are doing great things. I'm not just saying that women aren't doing great things as well. However, I want to make sure that because women are getting their flowers, let's give these guys some of their flowers too. You know, these guys that are actually building America, the ones that are the blue collar workers, the ones that never get any love, the ones that are actually paving the roads and, you know, doing the things that actually allow us to survive in the world that we live in today. Let's give some of them the love. So that's kind of one of the things that we talk about, and give more insight in towards you guys out there. Shout out to you guys, right? Whichever camera we're on right now, shout out to you guys. We want to make sure that you're getting on your mission. And if you're not on your mission, motherfucker, get on it, bro.
Yeah.
Because not only are you not going to get the type of love that we're going to be, you know, giving to these guys out here, you're not going to get love from women either, bro. As you can just hear, they ain't fucking with you if you a broke bum, bro. It's not happening. So get your shit together. Figure out a way that you can actually provide not only to your family, but to the community as a whole. And you know what? We'll appreciate you. We'll celebrate you. And we'll give you your flowers right here on the show. All right. So until next time, we'll be back with another episode of the Dumb Jocks podcast. We'll have a guest on, and then we'll be back that night with another panel of lovely ladies. All right. So from all of us to you, we'll catch you next time. Peace.
Peace.